Smoke one spliff while you're waiting for Jeran. Smoke one spliff, get high to the rhythm. Smoke one spliff while you're waiting for Jeran. Smoke one spliff, get high to the rhythm. Smoke one spliff while you're waiting for Jeran. Smoke one spliff, get high to the rhythm. Jeran, we waiting for Jeran. Jeran, we waiting for Jeran.
Astronauts to the moon.
Ignition sequence start. 3, 2, 1.
Houston, we have a problem.
Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue.
What you're seeing here is a mirage.
It is I. It is the most beloved flat earther in the history of flat Earth. And that has been overwhelmingly confirmed time after time again. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's time for a fun little Christmas Eve special. We're going to go through some nonsense. We're going to laugh. We're going to poke fun. We are going to cover exactly what happened this week, and then we're going to take some Q&A. Sorry about the delay. My son was a little bit late getting to bed. He's got the Christmas nerves, of course, and I've got about an hour and a half to do this, so we're going to try and mow through it so I can spend the remainder of the evening with the wife. But I've got some things here I wanted to make sure I've got set and make sure this is going. We're almost there. We are almost there. So give me 1 second and we will get started. We're going to start out with a poem. So get comfy. Get your eggnog. Put your comfy socks on. Kick back on the couch. And let's get ready to spend Christmas together. Should be fun. Let me see if we can get this in there. We're trying to add a video that is not working. Let's try this. See if this works. And is it downloaded yet? Maybe. Let's see if this works yet. Go. I don't know if it's going to work. All right, we'll try it. Does this do anything? There is no video there. Very strange. Very strange indeed. All right, well, we can't do that. So we're just going to not have to have a video for... I think I've got a video image that'll work. But for some reason, this video is not playing. It's just a little fireplace. It was going to set the mood. Hey, who needs it? Not I. All right, let's see if we got this video instead or this image instead. Yeah, that should work. So I hope everybody's well. Merry Christmas to you. And if you're one of those people that says Happy Holidays, well, eat a dick. And that should be good. All right, let's try this one instead. We're going to see if we can get this image in there. Why won't that save there? Let me try one more time here. This is showing the video. Oh, I see. It's slowly downloading. All right, well, I'll show this to start. Just a thank you to everybody who did contribute to the GoPro. By the way, I'm going to be raffling that off. I don't know how I'm going to do that yet, but it's going to be given away. The GoPro Hero 12 and all accessories and what have yous. So if you're one of those people who contributed, you already should have gotten the email or the link. And it would take you to, let's see here if we've got something to show you. Basically, you would get a link to a folder that has all the GoPro footage in there, like this one. Not quite there yet. Let's move it this way. There we go. All right, so it should look something like this if you've gotten in there yet. I would not watch the 720p. I obviously did way too much loss on it, and it is ugly. So it's not even worth watching, put it that way. So you should have got a folder that looks like this, but make sure you're watching the Antarctica GoPro Hero, this one here. The don't watch this 720. It's so bad that it really broke up the whole thing. So you'll be happy if you got this one here. And that one there will play for you. Well, it's 90 gigabytes, 90 something gigabytes. So you got to give it some time to download. But let me get this up. There we go. Just to show you a little bit of it.
They're on time. Our plane leaves 9:15. It's cutting it close.
So basically it's just you going on the trip with me.
As long as I don't get stopped. I do have a bunch of things in the bag that shouldn't be in there.
And here's us as we get on the plane.
You notice it is raining. This is for you, Mark Sargent, who already started planning our memorial before we... Let's go. Let's board the Z-plane.
So, fun. If you haven't had a chance to see this, now you should have saw this before you mouthed off, all you who have no brains, which is a good vast majority of flat earthers at this point.
I still think it's...
We'll get into that. By the way, if you think that flat earth makes you a better person, boy, are you wrong. We could go through some messages that I've gotten the last couple of days from people I don't even know. This one just came in from Lauren Nicole. Do you know who she is? She wrote me and said, sellout. So, classic. Don't know who this person is. Have no idea who they are. But I'm a sellout, I guess, because if you tell the truth in the truth community, you're a sellout. If you lie to people's face and stroke their egos, you're a hero. So, how about that for being in the truth community? Pretty embarrassing, as is most of what I've seen the last couple of days. So, yeah, anyway, we get on the plane. We definitely fly to Antarctica. To those who messaged me and said I was in Alaska, you're retarded. Impossible. We were clearly in Punta Arenas, and we clearly flew, as you see here. Where's that compass? I just saw it from Wendy B. Level. Thank you, Wendy, by the way. Keep passing. I just keep seeing it, and it goes by me. You could watch the back of the plane there. You could watch the... Oh, there's that. Nope, that's not it either. I have a compass in here I'm trying to show you. But then you see that within 2 hours, we are now flying over this. Did I cry on the trip? Absolutely. This is one of the most amazing sights I've ever seen. Far and away. As we go further here, we start putting in our gear. We start seeing mountains.
Christmas blanket.
Thing is getting closer and closer.
People like 2 days. See it down there.
And we land right on the ice.
Huh?
This is the point where I sold out right here. I'm just kidding. So, for those clowns who think there's a sound stage, yeah, the plane just flew right into the doors opened. We flew right in there and said, let's begin this act of defiance. Of course, that makes no sense. We meet these guys here at the camp. By the way, this is a total of 5.5 hours of footage. This is us dying here, basically, as we had gotten no sleep. We're going to go through that kind of timeline a little bit. There's Austin. There's some more of us. I actually got on a La Bamba plane. Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. I did that. Very impressed. We flew around for a little while. We have the gift shop footage. We've got sun footage. We've got me burning holes in paper with magnifying glasses. We got Duffy. Oh, that's not Duffy. Kind of same body structure. But that That's the girl telling us that we all had to leave a day early. There's Duffy as he gave a presentation. There's Toon looking like, I don't know what he's wearing. I don't know what he is. I think he is Dirk Nowitzki. We've got some bike riding. We've got Dave McKeegan teaching us about the alt azimuth mount. We've got more fun. There's Mark. Great time. Anyway, and then we fly out of there. So if you want to watch the 5.5 hours, give it a couple days. We'll probably put this up on my channel. For now, it's for the people who contributed, and they are getting to watch it for the first couple days, and then we will release it. So definitely behoove you to watch that before you make insane accusations of not being where we're supposed to be, being some sort of a fake sun or something. No, that's the sun. Without a doubt, the sun is in the sky. It does circle your head. It circles your head for about 4 months there. We talked to employees. We talked to people who have been there 17, 18 years in a row. These are not actors. These are not people that are there for the sole reason of confusing flat earthers. Okay, we were gaslit. We were lied to again. And we'll get into that. We'll get into who is the actual only shill that exists. There is only one. Let's see what we got here. We do have a quote just to put things into perspective here. Let's go with this quote. And then we're going to get into the Q&A. Feel free to ask questions now if you want. I'll go through them when I get there. We have this quote to start us out. If I can find the thumbnail quote. There it is. It's by good old Theodore Roosevelt, who made it quite clear when he said, "It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actively in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes up short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming. But who does actually strive to do these deeds? Who knows great enthusiasms and great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." That's a vast majority of you. Monday morning quarterbacks who find it impressive to sit around and say, "Oh, Peyton Manning had a wide open receiver in the end zone right there. He just didn't even throw it to him." Yeah, because you're sitting on your couch and you weigh 350. Big difference. You're not doing shit on Sunday. Nobody's coming after you to tackle you. You are a good-for-nothing watcher. There's doers in the world, and there's watchers. Most of the critics are pathetic watchers. Speaking of that, I didn't even contact Snatchiketa, and Z first. I wanted to make sure that they are caught up because if you didn't know, I have beat writers now. So basically, no matter what I do, if I do this show, tomorrow, they'll then take all my words and go through them piece by piece and dig deeper into what I say. So I wanted to make sure they're caught up to where I am so that I didn't get too far ahead of them, and then everything would get confusing. So it's pretty cool when you get to this level of, I don't know what you call it, but you've got men who are on your fucking jock all day and just basically spend their life talking about yours. So let's get into a little bit of a poem. It is Christmas. We don't want to forget that. But we are waiting for this thing to download, and it is taking forever. Oh, goodness gracious. I wonder why everything's taking so long. This is, it's coming. Let's actually cancel this one and see if this one will just download by itself. Go. What is downloading that's taking so long? Well, we're just going to have to go with no. Wait, what if I play this on here? Oh, that should work. Can I loop this, though? Maybe it won't work. I don't know how I'm going to do this. We're just going to go, oh, wait, maybe it's coming. It's gone. We got it. It's almost halfway downloaded. So we will get into that shortly here. What else do I want to talk about? I want to just mention the people that went, what I thought of them. Okay, first of all, the Satanist Duffy was a terrible baby sacrificing, no, just kidding. There's no baby sacrificing. Duffy is not a Satanist. Just because Dave Weiss says so. There's no evidence of that. It's just Dave Weiss spouting off. Okay, so don't listen to people who just say things about other people without evidence. Somebody's not a Satanist because they disagree with you. That's not a Satanist. Okay? There we go. Now we got it. Save as. Thank you very much. We got it good. All right, so this is desktop. We're going to bring this over here. That's what I wanted to do. Scene 2. All right, now we are cooking with gas. Okay, so we're going to just listen to a nice little poem I wrote. I think it sums up everything quite well. Are you kidding me? Oh, it's just too large. Have heard that a few times before. Let's get this down to size. How about there? A little bit more. There we go. All right. Welcome to Christmas Eve at the Campanella abode. There we go. How pretty, isn't it? It is. It is nice. And we're going to get a little music. We want a little music for our... What just happened? Oh, I got to set it on properties. Let's go with loop. Use hardware. Okay, there we go. Now this again. Loop it up. Loop it up, I say. All right, let's get this going. We are about to listen to 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. Get comfy. Grab a loved one. And let's have some fun. Here we go. Give a little volume down. Perfect. You comfy? You ready? Let's do this. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the flat, the truthers were spiraling. Imagine that. Their theories were hung by the chimney with care, with no proof to back them, but who really cares? The children were nestled in their warm little beds, while visions of studios danced in their heads, with shadows diverging beneath the fake sun, from the superfluid ceiling with the green screen glitch some. When out of the Antarctic there arose such a clatter, 80 degrees south, but if it's the sky, it doesn't matter. Away to the live stream, I flew like a flash. To witness a stage scene, Jaron and Austin took the cash. The sun goes right to left around the icy expanse. Sun, yeah right, it was laser beams and a satanic dance. When what to my questioning eyes should appear but a pastor of darkness, Will Duffy, the government puppeteer. Evil Will Duffy finished up his latest baby sacrifice and exclaimed, "To the edge of the dome, to the depths of the scheme, let's fake all of nature, let's rewrite this dream." With his team of agents and operatives, so sly and so slick, Snatchy Keta and Z missed it, they're too busy sucking each other's dicks. Accusations all over, he's a liar, a plant, an agent, CIA like Pat Steer. Jaron is Mad Max, he survived the rocket crash, it's too clear. Him and Rob Skiba have been planning this for years. Now NASA, now Bezos, now Musk, anyone, the moon? Forge contracts and shadows. There's hoaxes to do. We must fake Antarctica. It's more important than when we fake that trip to the moon. To the edge of the dome, to the depths of the lies. Expose it all now. Oh, just don't speak of the sky. With theories as flimsy as paper and wind, each challenge they faced, the truthers just grinned. It's all fake, they shouted. Just open your eyes. We'll shout down dissenters. We'll dismiss all their tries. Once you go flat, you'll never go back. If you dare try, we will expose you. We'll call you Glober. We'll attack. Ignore any issues. We have no model, no clue. It's flat whether or not you believe in it. Just make sure you do. If they say the sun circles, they are Jesuit plants. The lights in the sky cannot prove what size are your pants. The lights in the sky are on the most predictable path, but we don't know what the sun does because we didn't invent math. The sun was no orb. It was a beam in disguise. A prop for the sky to maintain their lies. How do we know this? Well, the sun expert Dave Weiss. And shills in their offices laughing with glee. They counted their payouts, Tune and FTFE. The pastor in pulpit, his symbols so slick, he was aligned with Tune's network, satanic and thick. But the truthers stood strong, their logic askew. If we can't explain it, it's fake. What's it to you? No need for models, no math, no proof. Just yell fake louder and call it the truth. This Christmas, remember, the Flat Earth plan of domination. Just dismiss and yell fake at any unexplained observation. The truth is no longer the aim of this group. We know it can't be a sphere, just repeat that on a loop. So don't you dare question or speak ill of our debunked Gleason's map. Please, Jaron, don't do it. Don't dismiss it as crap. Why would you say that? We should all just yell fake and sit back and relax. We don't need to explain it. We're flat earthers, the arbiters of truth. We have all the facts. Don't go against us, because we've been right all along. You know what they say, once you go flat, you can't go wrong. Sorry. Don't go against us, because we've been right all along. You know what they say, once you go flat, you can't be wrong. Yes, the night before Christmas, all were busy with their scams. Oakley cleaned his mute button while QE ate some crayons. Ronnie and Jason, they stuffed each other's stockings, and not very deep. Virtual reality, stereographic world, all praise Yashawahawashi. Snatchy Keta and his lackey Zetetic Warrior, they need more clicks. Quick, do a live stream. Let's do episode 4 on Jaren's Dick. Content so good, like Jake the Asshole and Q and FE. The sun sets into the ground, says the closet-dwelling guy standing 5'3". Go yell at the homeless. Why don't you spray an autistic kid with mace? Sing for the elderly. Why don't you come out of the fucking closet so I can punch you in the face? Banjo Brazil, USA, you're a full-blown mental case. What's next? Are you going to say you can prove the AE map because you once watched Melrose Place? Did you watch my footage yet? There was no sun simulator to be seen. Just the big, fake sun carried by a giant with ease. Slow Sanchez, well, he took 3 or more hours to comprehend the deets. Drop a bomb in the chat if we be measuring the earth flat beneath our feet. Who wants to watch Daniel Pratt cry some more like a little bitch? Some say he's good for nothing, but he's Christian and he does have nice tits. But other than that, I don't see any redeeming qualities. He has the intelligence of a rock, which at least knows its limits and knows not to talk. Not so lucky with Dan or Super Truth or RV Truth. 100% guaranteed used to mean it was true. Now RV is more wrong than the 10 o'clock news. Oh, the all-star cast of garbage humans who say they're flat. Can't explain observations, so Duffy is Satan. That's a fact. He associates with Toon, so that means he is doing this to get out of a financial bind. Not one globe earther can compare to the flat earther's mind. Antarctica? No way. You were in Alaska, you dope. I know you took that payout and the sun was on a big giant rope. It's probably a dome, TV, and you and Austin were just tricked and confused. Everything is fake. The globe, space, Santa Claus too. The only thing real is Eric Dubé. The shill from DC, flip-floppy hooray. He arrived first with that map and his 200 proofs, which he plagiarized, and flip-flops makes it kind of confused. When they aren't, you're a shill if you check if they're valid. Feminine energy so palpable, he does love that estrogen salad. So soft, so epic, the truth when he speaks. He created his own yoga pose. It's called plagiarize from your knees. So here's to the grifters, the truthers that we know, who twist every fact to put on a show. 'Twas the night before Christmas when I finally realized that the flat earth had become what we used to despise. A dogmatic religion, stubborn and gay, with TikToks talking liars, making it faker than fake space. Where once we sought truth, now it's all just a grift, with live streams covering live streams after live streams that say, you'll fake the sky, dismiss an attack, no need for a model, the earth's simply flat. And as I stepped back, the absurdity grew. The dogma, the chaos, the echoing crew. No questions, no answers, just blind disarray. A parody lost in its own sad cliche. So I laughed to myself as I turned out the light. Merry Christmas to all. You're no longer worth the fight. So I hope you feel a little more comfy. You should feel a little relaxed now. We have a little Christmas spirit going. Merry Christmas. Did I mention that? Happy holidays to those who want to say that. But I did want to mention everybody that was there and say thank you to those who were good people. Dave McKeegan is a good person. Wow. You sell out, Jaron. You're going to call somebody who disagrees with you a good person. We don't do that in Flat Earth. We become shitheads. We become shitty people. We accuse dead people of killing JonBenet Ramsey with no remorse. You going to join this club, Jaron, or are you going to actually say that somebody who's a good person is a nice person? Don't do that. Critical Think. I won't say he's as good as Dave, but he's a good guy. Tune is Tune. Nice to me, not so nice to others, and sometimes straight up demented. That's just fact. To Lizzie, not Lizbeth, but Lizzie, great meeting you. Thank you for all the compliments. Thank you for everything you said. I agree with you wholeheartedly, and I will see you again. We will meet again in the future. Lizbeth, you are awesome. Couldn't have been happier with any other golden ticket winner. Witsit is Witsit. Never a dull moment. And I only wanted to punch him in the face about 3 times, which is not many. I guess I expected more. But when somebody's lying in your bed and you're like, get out of my bed, go over there. And he's just laying there saying, no. You usually want to punch people in the face. It just happens. Duffy was a great guy to me. I know everybody thinks he's a Satanist because this is the kind of discernment people have. Oh, he's got a funny look on his face, Jaron, though. Doesn't he have a weird smile? Oh, yeah, you're right. He probably sacrifices babies. Let's just call everybody a Satanist. Makes sense. This is where we've devolved to. If you think there's anything redeeming about this group, I would beg to differ. There's some good quality people definitely behind the scenes who stay very quiet, but the ones who are your content creators, the ones who put themselves in front of people, speak out, get others to watch them, get others to follow them, have basically devolved into disgusting, sad excuses for human beings. Very sad excuses. Overall, John was awesome. Mark, who is Candace Owens' producer, awesome. Had a fantastic job. Had a fantastic time. But I want to go through kind of the timeline because some people can't get it right and they say ridiculous nonsense. Dave Weiss, who said yesterday in an interview that, anytime I call Austin, he answers the phone. And anytime I call Caleb, he answers the phone. But Jaron doesn't answer the phone when I call him. So I look at my phone and go back 3 months. He hasn't called me once. So even your friends will just lie about you to make themselves feel better, to make themselves look good, to try and get a point across. Dave Weiss, before you say nonsense that's just wrong, why don't you reach out to somebody who went? Why don't you reach out and ask me questions before you say things that make you sound stupid? You're actually putting information out that's wrong, causing others then to hear you and believe garbage. I heard you say yesterday that we left 2 days early. Where did you get that? It's not okay just to lie. It's not okay. It's disgusting. Disgusting. See, you may not like what I said. You said, Jaron's bad at PR. I don't like what he said on the camera. The difference is I'm telling the truth. See how that works? And if you don't like the truth, too fucking bad. When you say you call me and I don't answer, that's a lie. See the difference? When you say we left 2 days early, that's incorrect. When you're like, what, is this the first year they ever had Starlink? They've never been able to have internet before, and then this year they have it? Yep, that's exactly right. The first year they had Starlink. Now, you think we're involved in some sort of a deception. This is no deception. Listen carefully. Anybody who has money can do the exact trip we did. You can do it in a month. You can go down there and be secret. Pay the money. You're going to go down there. the sun will circle you. Why? Because I was there. I saw the sun. It's not a fake sun. It's not a pretend sun. It's the sun. When something doesn't match your model, you can't just call fake. That's not research. That's pathetic. Do better. If something doesn't match your model, it doesn't mean it's fake. It means you probably are not up to speed. So confused about all these things where, oh, and then they got there and the camp was empty. Who the hell said that? Did you watch? You paid for the GoPro footage. Did you watch my GoPro footage? Did you see us fly in? Was the camp empty? There's 70 freaking workers there. They're there every year. These are not actors. These are not extras. They're workers who looked at us like we were fucking crazy when we said, when does the sun set? They're like, huh? When does the sun set? February. Oh, it doesn't set until then? Nope. Just round and round and round and round your head. 6 months different than it does it in the north. It's time to wake up. It's time to stop playing games. We look fucking silly because you allow people to say silly, stupid shit. Now, there's a lot to unpack here. This has clearly been a psyop. This is why there's no 24-hour cam at the South Pole webcams. They want dissent. They want fighting. But you're not helping the situation. When we went down there, we're showing you footage, GoPro footage that can't be faked. I didn't get back and fake that. I didn't go to Alaska, to those who told me that. We flew for 4 hours from Punta Arenas. Do you know where Punta Arenas is? Do I need to take a map out? Do I need to show you exactly how we flew? The very first thing we saw was water. Then before you know it, there's water with ice in it. Then before you know it, you're crossing the peninsula where it's land, snow, hills, water, land, snow, water. Then as soon as the plane says, oh, there's no more water, now you're on Antarctica. There it is, the white expanse. You fly over that for about an hour. All of a sudden, you start hitting the mountain ranges. You fly over that for an hour. Then you land the plane. You are in Antarctica. We need to use our heads. We can't just say things like, oh, they took you somewhere else. No, they didn't. They have observations that have to match what we saw. Do you understand that? They can't just take you somewhere else, or else the observations wouldn't match. Simple. Simple. Now, if you can't face facts and you instead want to call me names, you instead want to call me a sellout for going somewhere and then telling you the truth about it, fuck you. Just because you can't handle the truth doesn't mean you get to call me names. It's not the way it works. It's not the way it works. Just because somebody believes something different than you or says something different than you currently believe does not make them the enemy. You could be wrong. Yeah, get that. Hear this closely. You might be wrong. To just start every sentence with, well, we know it's not a sphere, and then everybody cheers you on and you're the greatest thing ever. Why are you people watching garbage content from TikTok people who are dumber than fuck? That world's fittest flat earther is retarded. He just gets on TikTok. Oh, well, I think that Justin Timberlake is actually, Jimmy Fallon. They're the same person. Come watch my bonus footage. And you guys are just like sharing his shit. You are causing truth to move so far from where anybody can see it. Who's this girl that thinks it's okay just to say words and look kind of cute and then people follow her and share her stuff? Can you actually have any discernment? Any? Just because somebody says something on TikTok, do you realize that anybody can hit their phone and go record? And then they just look in the camera and they can say any bullshit they want and then upload it. And you guys think this is like this is truth. Did you look at it for a second? 2 seconds? It's disgusting who you guys have become. That you promote, but somebody like Austin from the Melodome, who's been doing observations of the sun, proving it to be a physical item, you instead call that person a sellout and a liar. Somebody doing actual observations you can't handle. That's a liar. But because somebody strokes your ego with stupid nonsense on TikTok, you cheer, you follow along. What a gross group of people we've become. How do you feel comfortable? How does anybody feel like this is the same flat earth group that was here in 2015, 2016, 2017? It is nothing anywhere even close. I used to think that flat earth made you a better person. It makes you a terrible person. Look at Snatchy Keta. Look at Zetetic Warrior. Look what the things that they say, they go around just lying, gaslighting, just causing dissent. RV Truth, piece of garbage. Daniel Pratt, garbage. Banjo, garbage. Garbage people, garbage content, garbage liars. And you guys follow, well, but he's a Christian, Jaron. Banjo's a Christian. Fantastic. Let him keep lying to your face. There was no snowblower pulling the sun around, Banjo. Just because you think your map is true doesn't mean I'm a liar. I reported exactly what I saw. I have footage of exactly what I saw. What do you have but a map that you say, well, I flew from Florida to Chicago, so I know that the A map's right. Oh, that's brilliant. Brilliant. Smart guy. Do you know that there's not one Glober who's ever said the kind of shit to me that I've heard from my own people? From Jake the Asshole, all 5'3", $125, QNFE, P-Brain, Level Earth Observer. These are not good people. They will throw you under the bus in an instant. This is the problem with the internet. My son's birthday was in what, September? One person from the internet bought my son a gift. And I'm not saying people have to do that. I'm not saying people have to, nobody has to do that. But when you look at it and you're like, well, who's that one person? Mick Toon. Now, did I check that gift for a explosive device? And did I thoroughly look through it to make sure it wasn't poison? Yes. Now, because you have to, you got to be skeptical. However, after checking it, it was a legit toy gift. So why is that? Why is it no globe earthers ever called my wife a whore? Why is it that no globe earthers ever called my son a bastard? Why is it no globe earther ever called me a sellout? Or told me, oh, let me read some. I think I deleted some of this stuff because I couldn't stand it. Wanted to read you some of the even worse shit people say. How about this? Oh, here we go. Just somebody says, Adam Traeger, good guy. Just calls me a liar. Why? Let's see. Yeah. Just video of the guys after the moon landing with me and Austin standing there. Then they put checkerboard floors on. I mean, what the fuck is wrong with you people? You're garbage humans. Garbage. Wanted to see if I had that one. I probably deleted it. When I saw some, I just couldn't stand it. I was like, whoa. I don't need to read this. I would never want to read that. But I don't see. I think I did delete it. Oh, here's this guy. All right, so let's read what this guy says. Matthew Turbot. Fat fuck, looks like he hasn't had a woman in years. You are a deviant degenerate, and we know you and your family now. We are going to expose you for your perversion, pal. Said expose away, clown. You're all pathetic. It's sickening. There are several hundred of us all researching you, Charlie Kirk, Elon Musk, Trump. And when the real history of your sickness is exposed, you're done for. Deviant, degenerate, pedophile, sodomite, abomination. Your days on earth are numbered. Your last breath will put you in a place of terror you will enjoy for eternity. Good luck, you sick fucking pervert. That's a flat earther. That's a flat earther. Not a globe earther. That's a good God-fearing soul. That's a lover of Jesus Christ. This is what I get to come back to. For what? Telling you the truth. For being honest from day one. This is what I get to read. Sickening. The very first comment on the YouTube video that I just made, this video where you're watching, that I forgot who sent it. Somebody said, pathetic, sick, liar, clown, or whatever. Sickening. Why would anybody feel like that's okay to say? They don't even know me. What are they even talking about? Where are they getting this from? God, I shouldn't have deleted this. I forgot. Somebody who is a friend, somebody I would consider a friend. She helped me at Flattoberfest. She was like a literal friend. I couldn't take what she was saying today. She accused me of being a liar 7 times, and I kept saying, I'll ask you again, what are you talking about? When did I lie? Oh, I know exactly what's going on. It's as clear as could be. You're still not making sense. When did I lie? It's so obvious what you and Witsit did that you took the sell out of the money, you stupid losers. Nope, still don't get it. No idea what you're talking about. So because we went and said we saw the sun, you're so fucking stupid that you think we lied about it? Problems. You have problems. You're not good people. You have no discernment. You're pathetic. Let me grab one other thing here so I can show you who I'm talking about. But I mean, the thing is, I'm not telling you because I want you to change, because I know it's not going to happen. I won't be here much longer. And the reason is clear. The reason is clear. It's because of who you people have become. Plus, no matter what the shape of the earth is, I will never, ever be a glober. Period. I think the way it's taught is ridiculous. I think the lies that are told are insurmountable. I think the lies of Stephen Hawking and Nat Geo are garbage, on purpose, gaslighting, psyops. I will never be associated with that. Ever. As it stands now, the earth measures flat, level, and stationary, and the sky can only be explained by living on a sphere. Now, you can cry, you can roll around in the dirt and fight it. You can latch on to a Joe Hamvey model where we've got a superfluid sky that is a glass dome that's a double mirror. It's a two-way mirror that happens to flip the sun image. It's a projected image, a apparent position that flips it upside down and moves it the opposite direction in a hyperbolic, a toroidal superfluid medium. Reverse distortion, upside down star field. Because that's Occam's razor. Definitely, that explains the world well. But people have no discernment. I've seen you guys shared with me numerous times Lindsay's model from Tomb of Illumination. And then I said, oh, thanks. Can you explain it to me, please? Just summarize it in a sentence. And every single one of you said, I don't know what he's really saying. So don't fucking share it then. It's the ramblings of one man that nobody else has been able to summarize at all. Stop sharing that garbage. Just because somebody says words doesn't mean you need to share it on the internet. There's no award for the most shares. Stop doing that. This is what I was looking for here. I'm going to move this over. This is the girl I'm talking about that is just, I mean, what? Why would you think this is good content? It's actually embarrassing. Extremely embarrassing. Let me get it up. Where are we at here? We got to go to here and save messages. Close. Saved. That's weird. When did Telegram start saying that? Congratulate your friends. Surprise them with Christmas gifts. Probably not. Yeah. Not so much. All right. Here we go. This is what I was looking for. Where is this person here? We got to go save messages. And, yeah, this person here. What's her name? K Podgy. You know that person? Just words coming out of a girl's mouth and people think, oh, she must know what she's talking about.
Let's talk about the final experiment.
Clueless.
So first off, Antarctica doesn't exist on a flat Earth model. It's an ice wall. We can't go to Antarctica in that way. Where they would likely take them is to an offshoot island, which happens to be where they do all of these pictures.
What are you talking about? Oh, you can't see that. Sorry. I mean, why is this person share? Why would you watch this and then share it? What is the redeeming quality here? What is being said that you think makes any sense? You don't have any discernment?
Let's talk about the final experiment.
Okay, let's talk about it.
First off, Antarctica doesn't exist on a flat Earth model.
What do you mean? It's on what flat Earth model? The flat Earth model, the AEMAP, it does exist. It's the outside. It's the edge of the Earth.
It's an ice wall. We can't...
Right. It's not an ice wall. It's a huge chunk of land that exists after the ice wall.
Go to Antarctica in that way.
We can't go to Antarctica in that way? What does that mean?
Where they would likely take them is to an offshoot island.
No, that makes no sense. That makes zero sense. Why would you take people to an offshoot island if you have specific observations that need to be made? Do you understand how the world works, little girl? You can't just take somebody to an island or else the observations no longer match.
Which happens to be where they do all of these pictures and videos.
What, they do all the pictures and videos from an offshoot island?
Right off the bat, any flat earther that goes on that trip, in my opinion, is just weaponized opposition.
Yes, exactly. You should thank God for your opinion. It's just a weaponized opposition. Yeah, again, anybody who goes on that trip, clearly, there's good discernment there.
Because it doesn't even disprove the model that we're following.
But what do you mean? You just said it doesn't exist on the model that you're following. Didn't you just say that? You said it doesn't exist. Therefore, if we go somewhere that does exist because we go there, do you see where you kind of got backed into a corner here?
So right off the bat, I feel like they were playing in our faces because anybody that knows this theory knows that one of the main points is that sundials could not work on a spinning spherical globe.
The sundials don't work on a globe, guys. Did you know that? They don't work on a globe. I mean, go get a globe, little girl. Point the gnomon at the south or north celestial pole and watch the sundial work. Just saying words isn't sufficient. Doesn't mean you should be talking on the internet.
Like, it's impossible. They only work on a flat earth, and they show a sundial before the video even starts. And this isn't an accident. They're doing this to throw it in our faces.
Right, yes.
By their own globe standards, a sundial wouldn't even work. So why are you...
Why is a sundial not work? By their own globe standards, a sundial wouldn't work? What do you mean? Are you going to explain it?
Showing it other than to laugh in our face. Right off the bat, he made a claim that they were perfectly sat at 80 degrees. But that's not where Union Glacier is.
Oh.
Union Glacier is 69 miles away from that. He then...
You mean it's at 79 degrees, not 80? Yeah, it's at 79.5 degrees. So it's not 69 miles away. It's 30 miles away.
Mentions that they're using 360-degree cameras. I haven't heard of this, so I looked it up. Like, what are they used for? It says virtual reality. Go figure.
Oh, go figure.
And funny enough.
They're using 360 cameras, virtual reality.
Documentaries, like the ones that come out of Antarctica.
Oh, yeah, documentaries. They're using them for documentaries. Funny enough.
And between the temperatures of Antarctica, the magnetism, and a few other factors, camera batteries do not last more than like an hour.
We know. We struggled with it. We were there.
Also started off the video by thanking multiple people that work for SHMASA, and one of them did a documentary of Antarctica at one point. And when I looked him up, it specifically talks about how he found ways to make adjustments to his cameras to view Antarctica more accurately. He also mentions how they had time-lapse footage of the sun, and it's like, You know, like I don't even have a real camera on my phone.
So we should be listening to you. You probably have a lot of good camera
I
knowledge.
could fake time-lapse footage, and I don't even have good editing skills. So the first couple minutes, you already see the green screen malfunctioning because why is his pocket a green screen?
Why didn't you ask somebody before just spouting off your stupid mouth?
I know Globers will be like, oh, you only get a green screen pocket if you're super smart like Globers. And then we have literal studio lighting and equipment all over the background. Like, they don't even hide it because Globers are that brainwashed. There's no reason for there to be studio lighting.
I mean, I hope you guys understand that this is so lowbrow, so garbage content. And I have no problem with her saying these things. No problem. I have a problem with the people watching it who think it has any credibility. You're going to call me names and share this girl's bullshit? When I'm down there taking video, showing you the real world, the truth of the real world, and you're going to share this girl's fucking garbage?
I could sit and watch their hours of videos, but I could tell you off the bat that they're fake. It doesn't even...
Yep, and she's got great discernment. She could sit there and watch my 5.5 hours of GoPro footage, but she knows it's fake. And this video has been shared over and over again, even to me. What is wrong with you?
Even makes sense. It's not even in line with the flat earth theory.
So if something's not in line with the flat earth theory, then it just doesn't make sense and it can't be true then. I mean, only the things that are flat earth related are true now. You guys have become exactly why we got into this and hated the globe from the start. You are worse than globe believers. Look at it this way. Globe believers believe anything that they're told. And we laugh, hee-haw. They're so indoctrinated, they believe every single thing that they're told. But guess what? Some things that they're told are the truth. So, yeah, they believe everything they're told. And out of that, some of it's the truth. Flat earthers call things fake. They don't learn a fucking thing. They are the most inept and lazy researchers out of everybody. And that just happened in the last couple years. The greats, Rob Skiba and Rick Hummer and Brian, whatever his name is, Brian Balls Out Physics, Bob Nodell. These were the greats. We've now been supplanted by this dumb fucking chick. Do you think she holds a candle to any of the actual researchers that do flat earth research? Well, I know it's fake because it has to be.
Just the first couple minutes, there's already a whole bunch of things to debunk and things that you notice in the background, things that don't have shadows how they should.
Right.
Like,
you don't have a camera, but you know how shadows should work in Antarctica. I mean, you are on point.
This does not at all prove anything.
Right. So neither does your video. Neither does your dumb fucking video. Why would anybody share that garbage?
If you think the Bible is just a bunch of allegories...
Why would anybody? Who knows? Who knows? But people do. People do. Pretty sad. So let me go through a timeline with you. Well, I want to show one other thing. Did I save this? I think I did. 1 second. Because I have to go through and thank you, Dave Weiss. I will give him credit. He did something that nobody else really did, which is actually go through and point out the garbage that people were saying and told them to stop saying it. Is it this one? Hold on, I don't know what is this? Oh, I remember, that's from the meeting. I know where it's at. We're going to go to this one. We are going to go to this one, and I'm going to check that 1 second. Okay, give me 1 second. We got to go to here. I want to bring up Dave Weiss did a video yesterday where he, like I said, some things were good, some things were not. Where are we going here? We're going to DITRH. I believe it might have been another channel though. Okay, no, it's not this one. It's one of his interviews. Actually, I'll just go to my history. That'll work. History. Let me bring this up. That's what we'll do. All right. So it is called this one here. Yes. Emergency broadcast. All right. Thank you, Dave. Emergency. Okay. Let's see what he's got to say from the beginning, and I'll just kind of go through and tell you where he's wrong and where he's right.
Made only for lights. They cannot. how big of an operation this is. The most important secret to the elite, the most important, is keeping the globe lie alive. Because if the globe lie dies, they lose all control of humanity, right? So think about this, the moon landing. Why did they do that? To keep the globe lie alive, right? So they've done a lot of events in this world. It took a lot of planning and a lot of people, and they were able to pull them off and fool the world. For example, the Beachy School in Connecticut, the running thing in Boston, right? There was thousands and thousands of people involved with those, right? And if you don't...
Thousands and thousands of people involved? Thousands and thousands, Dave? Can we just be honest? Do you think there was thousands and thousands of people involved in Boston? Thousands and thousands in Sandy Hook? I think you're just saying shit. Doesn't even have any point to it that you're just saying that. Let's keep going. Oops, this is the wrong one. You got to go here. Come on, get the right color. There we go. Let's continue on.
Think that those were, events. You haven't done your research, and feel free to email me, and I'll send you the information so you can look. So I think this is an operation bigger than those two put together, and as important as the moon landing. So to think otherwise is naive, right? They're watching us. They change things. They blow up the Georgia Guidestones when we have.
But you can go there, Dave. Go there. Do a crowdfund. I'll be the first one to throw $200 in the kitty. People will pay for you to go to Antarctica. Then what are you going to say? Because your lies only work. Your story only works until you've been there. And then you realize how goofy you sound. That's why I went, so that you wouldn't sound goofy. Oops.
Rock solid information. They backpedal. They change the globe post constantly, and don't think that this wasn't well planned. My hypothesis is this was planned for over a decade.
Oh, that's a good hypothesis. I'm sure you have good evidence for that. Planned for over a decade. For 10 years, they planned to send me to a little camp that's there every fucking year.
And they put the actors in place.
What actors?
Right? So I got a couple of very, very short videos I'm going to play throughout this, and we'll go from there. But I want to read a quote to you. It says, now, if we want to ascertain the shape of the floor of any large room, we get down to the floor itself and do not go about measuring the gas globes or spots on the ceiling.
Right, because on most people's ceilings, there isn't something that is as perfect as the sky clock. Do you understand? The sun does the same thing for every year for all of history. So to compare it to lights on your ceiling in your house that don't move, that have no path, is folly. Stop reading quotes that have nothing to do with your point.
So it is with respect to the earth. To determine its shape, we take observations of its surface. For whatever be the shape of the earth, heavenly bodies be the shape of the heavenly bodies, made only for lights, they cannot in any way affect the surface shape of the earth. That's
right. This is what we used that argument for from day one until you just decided to change it on a whim. You cannot look at spheres in the sky and say, that's a sphere, we're a sphere. Notice what he says. To determine its shape, we take observation of its surface. For whatever be the shape of the heavenly bodies, that's a sphere, that's a sphere, that's a sphere. Made only for lights, they cannot in any way affect the surface shape of the earth. So what are you reading that quote for? Are you trying to say that we can't use the item in the sky to determine where we are on the earth when we watch it go upside down? When we take sunspot images and they're upside down in the south? The moon is upside down in the south. The sun is upside down in the south. It goes the opposite direction.
That's Carl A. Smith, 1904.
That's great. You know what, Dave?
Yep.
What's going on in the sky determines that we're not moving, really, not the shape of where we are.
Yeah.
It determines that everything up there is moving and we're stationary.
Yeah. So I'm just, for some reason, my pictures just disappeared. Let me just get them back. All right, here we go. Police to that Sandy, that new town in Connecticut. They put them there. They put them, oh, you're a doctor in the hospital and you're a school teacher and you're this and you're that. And they set them up for their roles. So when you research them, they have a history. So this is easy so far. This doesn't even compare.
Right. So basically, anytime that we just want to say anything, we can just assume that the people that we're dealing with have been put there 10 years ago, over a decade, to build up a storyline so that you now can just basically say anything. You're becoming an RV truth. You are creating situations that cannot be debunked. How can somebody disprove what you just said about Will Duffy? They can't. You've just claimed that he's been put there 10 years ago in an acting gig to be there for 10 years later down the road. So you've made a claim that cannot be debunked because there's nobody who has evidence that would say different than that. Well, actually, he's well, yeah, of course he was a pastor. Of course he was a financial analyst. That's what they wanted him to be.
To what they've done, this was a remote hoax where you have
a remote hoax. That's what it was. I was fucking there. I flew to Antarctica. Do you understand? There's no hoax. There is a well-run operation. We talked to the heads of ALE. We ate dinner with these people that do this every year. We talked to employees that work there every year. They live there for 4 months a year. Then they go and live in Alaska for 4 months. Then they wait 4 months. Then they come back. Do you understand how difficult it is to run that place? They have a gigantic jet aircraft that has to land on the ice. They've got to then take people from there to a huge camp, get them acclimated, tell them the rules, show them the where's and outs, where's the hospital, where's the doctor, where's the bathrooms, where's the gym, where's the gift shop, where's the, you name it, the maintenance yard. Where's the airplanes? Where can you go? Where can you not go? Where should you not pass? You don't want to fall in any crevasses. Now, I get it because I was one of these guys who just oversimplified everything in my mind. I was one of these guys who was like, wait a second. They say that these guys pull 600 pounds in the snow in Antarctica. Get the fuck out. And then I realized how hard it was for me to carry my 50-pound bag and my 20-pound duffel and my backpack at 20 pounds. I'm walking around, I'm just dead. I hate it. And that's 90 pounds. I'm like, right? Then on the final day, they bring you a sled. Here, put all your bags on here and take them to this spot over here. And then you load up all your bags on the sled and you start pulling. And you're like, holy fuck, I could pull 1,000 pounds. It's not in the snow. It's ice. It literally slides across the top of the ice. So all these things that we think we're so smart about, and then we get woken up to reality. Then you realize, oh, if somebody was going to traverse Antarctica, they would definitely carry a sled and definitely pull all that weight because it would be impossible to carry it. Do you get it? I could barely carry 90 pounds through that. I was hurting. But when I threw everything onto the sled, it was like it weighed nothing. You could have put 10 times that on there. I would have easily pulled it.
You have no witnesses, right? And then
what do you mean?
That camp is, we'll get to that in a second. But here's Agape Kingdom.
Yeah. Look okay, that's Duffy's church.
Right? What does this look like? All right. I'm, hey, to me, it looks like the Freemason symbol. You flip it over, it looks like Baphomet. That's just weird.
Right. Just weird.
Okay. We'll just say that's a coincidence, but maybe.
But he's probably a Satanist. And he hides it by putting that in his church logo.
Maybe Tyler would have something to say about that. And if you look at, when you see something in the news, like parroted, you know it's an operation.
Let me teach you something, Dave. There's something called a press release. Okay? What Duffy does is he writes up a page about the event. Hi, I'm Will Duffy. I'm a pastor. I'm taking these guys to Antarctica. Here's all the information about what we're doing. And then he pays $675 and he submits it to the AP. The AP then posts it all over their newscast or their news, whatever it is that they send out, publications. And all these writers every morning wake up and say, well, my job is to write for the news. Let me go check what the press releases are. Oh, look, there's a press release from a Will Duffy that says that they're taking people to Antarctica. Let's write about that. That's it. That's what they do. You can write a press release, Dave. Pay $675, write a press release about Flat Earth, and post it to the AP. Some of the writers will pick up the story.
That's one of the key things we have. So now if you Google flat earther goes to Antarctica, there's pages and pages and pages of misquoting what Jaron said, right? Now, I don't like what Jaron said. He said, oh, I came to Antarctica. And
You don't like me being honest, Dave?
there was the 24-hour sun. I thought there wasn't, and I was wrong.
Right. So I was honest, and I got to get this abuse from these losers who have never done a fucking thing in their life.
Didn't follow it up with, but the lights in the sky don't prove the shape of the floor. Just
because the lights in the sky can tell you about the floor. Just because you say differently, just because you're stealing a saying that we had to tell people you cannot say the sun is a sphere and so we're a sphere, you've just taken that, stolen it, and misapplied it. So you want me to lie then? That's what you guys want. This is what Flat Earth has become. Oh, I don't like what Jaron said. He told the truth. We don't tell the truth here in Flat Earth. We lie.
This proves our understanding of the sky. And so they ran with that, said that flat earther goes to Antarctica. And
I knew from day one, I said, if I'm honest, I don't give a fuck what they do. I don't care. I'm sorry. I cannot prevent people from doing whatever the hell they want to do. I can prevent myself from being dishonest.
Finds out that it's round. And then they show every article has the disc floating in space. So misquoting and strawman images, nothing new under the sun. If you expected anything different, you've lost your mind.
Right. And we put up with this for 9 years. 9 years. So why lose your mind now?
Right. And so it's the same thing another day. Right. Now I'm going to get into a couple of the green screen the issues. You guys have seen this where everyone's like, what the hell is going on here? Right. What's
Thank you, Dave, for at least being honest enough to point out that that's actually proof that there is no green screen. Because if there was a green screen, then that wouldn't be there. And he explains that.
It's bright as crap out there. They can barely see their screens. They didn't notice it. Okay. I'm not giving him enough credit to think of that. If he did thought of it,
he didn't think of it. It was actually the worst moment for Duffy. When he realized that, when people were saying, oh, they're saying it's a green screen, and Duffy's like, what? No way. And then somebody showed him about it, and he's like, oh, God. No, don't tell me. Because he does all his videos in green screen. Didn't think about it. It's so bright there, you can't even see your screen. I can never see my screen. He couldn't see his laptop. Let's keep going.
Could be going to jail.
What does he say?
The guy that showed up out of nowhere, the millionaire preacher.
What do you mean he showed up out of nowhere? Do you realize that no matter what, that would be the thing that somebody did? How did they not show up out of nowhere? Did he fall from the sky? I mean, well, that is showing up out of nowhere. So what? You're making a point of something that is required. If somebody comes into the flat earth conversation after you, then they showed up out of nowhere.
In his crappy little church that all he cares about is settling the debate, even though he's under federal indictment.
Federal indictment? Where's your evidence of that, Dave? Or are you just going to gaslight and lie about people?
Could be going to jail.
Could be going to jail, huh? You want to make a bet on that?
He said, I just did a little quick Google search and I found a dozen videos. And he did. He found a dozen videos by another character put into place, which works for TFE. No, not works for TFE, works for Union Glacier. Anyone remember his name?
He does not work for Union Glacier. How many times are you just going to say words?
The guy that
Do you understand this is not okay, guys? Because this is what you're doing is inflammatory. Anybody who's a flat earther who's watching this is buying every bullshit thing you're saying. No wonder they're coming at me and calling me all these names. Dave, you are inciting it. You could have come to me and said, can I see your 6-hour footage so that I can eliminate some of the garbage I'm going to say?
Camp for those guys so so the sun wouldn't go behind the mountain because the sun would dip behind them. But there's a lot of mistakes being made. All right.
I mean, why would you think that you from your house could have more info than the people who went? You didn't ask me a fucking thing. You just lied and told people that I don't answer your calls, which is false. 3 months. You haven't called me once.
Here's McToon and his shadow goes this way. And they're like, well, look at this shadow. It's going this way. Well, if you look at this is a table and that table is tilted this way. Right?
He points out that the shadows can actually do that, right? Good job, Dave.
It's going in the opposite direction. Is that sun local? Well, it is on the sunlight. And this is how we in a few minutes. All right. So this will be, this thing will be the sun, we'll say, on the wall right there. The air. It looked like it was physically floating in the air, right? So this is a cool projection, just using a curved dome. Well, Joe, you got your superfluid up there. You got all sorts of stuff. How we see the luminaries in the sky may be something that we're never going to fully understand, but we're trying to figure it out, and we have some options, right?
Yeah, we can zoom in on it.
The other thing is, people are like, they got there when there's domes. Some people sent me pictures of domes in Antarctica. These domes are like 20 yards across, 50 yards across, right? Those guys were clearly, if they were in a studio, it was miles across. I think they were in a tens of miles across situation with the Earth. I don't think a studio was built, right? So here, very short.
Another one of these TikTok guys that's just lost.
Hello.
These guys are not good content.
Did we lose Victor? Anybody?
I thought you were going to show something.
Honestly, pretty funny about this final experiment is that Globers think they're upside down on a cartoon ball spinning around, and that's why the sun's moving in the sky. Flat Earthers claim the sun's moving in the sky, that's why it looks like the sun's moving. Globers claim it's actually not moving relative to the position of the orbit, and you're actually on a cartoon ball just spinning around, and that's why it looks like the sun is moving. And then you guys have the audacity to say that we're reality deniers.
Because you're missing the point. The point is not, the final experiment wasn't to see whether the sun is moving or we're moving. Clearly, the Earth is stationary. The final experiment was checking whether or not there's a 24-hour sun, because I've been saying for 9 or 10 years that there isn't one. Now, if you weren't saying that, then don't worry about it. It doesn't affect you. For me, I can no longer, in good faith, teach the AE map. I cannot talk about it to my son. I cannot present it to my audience, because it is not feasible. It is not possible. It's very simple to come to that conclusion on your own. There's no lies here. There's no selling out. There's no globe cucking. There's a map called the AE map. The farthest the sun goes on the AE map is the Tropic of Capricorn. I was down at the Tropic of Capricorn. First thing I noticed, wow, that sun sets south and it looks pretty bright over there. It's 1:30 in the morning. Why is it still bright in the south? Shouldn't the sun be going off to the right and back behind me? Next thing you know, we're flying that direction. The sun is in the sky with us when we leave Punta Arenas. We fly 4 hours, the sun's in the sky with us. It ropes around and can be seen in the south. Think again. Remember I just said the furthest south that the sun goes is the Tropic of Capricorn. So if I go south of that on a flat Earth, should I be able to see the sun in my south? The answer is simple. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And as soon as that's seen, and you can verify, and you talk to people and you find out it's there every day and we watch it for 4 days in a row and it never deviates, then you realize, oh fuck, the AE map is wrong. Now, am I going to be called names for being honest like that? Look at what this community has devolved to, that in order to not be called names, in order to not be told I'm a pedophile and I'm going to see my final day, I have to just lie and say, nope, there's no sun that circles down there. Nope, it's a deception set up by Duffy the Satanist. Or I can be honest and tell you we were wrong. And you can be honest and say, okay, let's go back to the drawing board. This is what has become of flat earthers. Joe Hanvey is probably the only one that I've seen so far that actually is taking what was observed and say, okay, let's go and figure out how it works. Whereas everybody else is saying, it was fake. It was fake. Pay no attention. Somebody I respected said, it's a nothing burger. It means nothing. That's where we go now when our observations don't match reality. It's a nothing burger. It means nothing. You can say that. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you believe. But do not dare try and pretend you're on the same footing as a globe believer. Globe believers do not say, when they see observations, who cares? It's a nothing burger. Nah, big deal. Nope. They come up with a way to explain it. It may be a lie. It may be a reach. It may be a stretch. But what they don't do is become so fucking lazy that they think it's okay to say, nothing, burger. It's a lie. Means nothing. Only flat earthers think that's okay. You've gotten so fucking cocky that you don't think you have to do any work anymore. All the work that we put in for those years of 2015, 2016, 2017. And you guys come along, fake, emails that I had to send to these companies, to NOA. Where's your guys' emails to the NOAA? Where's your emails to Union Glacier? Where's your actual research? Turning a camera around on TikTok and filming yourself saying stupid shit is not research. It's just not. Move forward a little bit.
They have the same guy now in 2 documentaries.
Oh, it's perfect for them.
Allegedly proving the Earth is a globe. Yeah,
it's perfect for them.
Yeah.
He's a pawn, and Austin was a pawn.
I'm not saying he's a paid shield, Dave. I'm not saying.
Yeah, but no, listen, you're not happy with his PR.
Again, do we need to read the quote about critics? Nobody gives a shit what that guy who does nothing says. Okay? Nobody gives a shit. You think I care? I don't give one shit. I don't give a shit. Don't care how sad you are, the same guys in 2 documentaries. I don't care. In both instances, I was honest. If you don't like it, get a life.
Prowess, right? And
no, Dave. It's more than that. It's that our enemies, the people promoting the globe against flat Earth, they have the same guy now in 2 documentaries.
Oh, it's perfect for them.
Allegedly proving the Earth is a globe. Yeah,
it's perfect for them. It's perfect. It's great propaganda for him.
Because you say that. I didn't say that. I don't even believe in proof. So you're not talking about me.
And unfortunately, he fell into that. He's going to have to live in that for a while.
I don't give a shit. I'm going to have to live in what? Being honest, telling the truth. Oh boy, I'm so scared. I don't give a fuck.
But it's up to him how he wants to deal with it.
You mean by telling the truth and being honest? Okay, good, done.
I consider the people on this panel my friends. If I call you Keith, what do? You answer the phone.
Listen
right?
to this.
If I call Caleb, he answers the phone. No matter what time of day it is, no matter what he's doing, he'll answer the phone. Right? I call Austin, he answers the phone.
That's bullshit.
Darren doesn't answer the phone. Okay? That's
Look at this guy. I mean, you just told these guys, why do you think that I'm being gaslit, Dave? Because you can't be honest? Do you see the difference here between me and you? Do you see the difference here? I'm being honest. You're telling lies. Just because you've got a little party around you, just because people believe your nonsense, doesn't make you better than me. It makes you worse. Much worse.
He's a busy guy. I get it. But
no, it has nothing to do with being busy. I've never gotten a call from you in the last 3 months. And I looked every single time you text. Do I text back? We text constantly. What are you fucking talking about?
When a friend calls me, I answer the phone.
Oh, so now I'm not a friend. I see where you're going with this, Dave. So this is your whole plan, is to create this narrative that I'm not a good friend. Let's talk about when you exposed my home address that I worked 7 years to keep hidden. Do you remember that when I kept going to you and saying your app was leaking data, Dave? Dave, can you fix your app? It's leaking data. And what did you tell me? Oh, it's a spiritual attack, Jern. I already fixed it. Oh, that's weird because I have these people telling me it's not fixed. They can actually see people's data. Nope, I fixed it. I took care of it. Don't worry about it. Then the next day I came to you again. Dave, these guys who I trust, they're people who are my VIPs, flat earthers, are saying they can see data on your app. What did you tell me? Oh, it's just it's just a leaderboard, Jern. I got a great team on it already. I got a great team finishing it up. 2 days later, my address was exposed. Austin Whitsitt's address was exposed. Karen B's address was exposed. Dave, did you forget to tell me I'm sorry, Jaren? Did you ever tell me you were sorry that now I gotta fucking move because you can't secure your fucking app?
That's it. That's all I gotta say. I listen.
Oh, you shouldn't have said a goddamn thing. That's what you shouldn't have said.
All right, next.
They weren't in a green screen studio. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It's worse than that.
Oh, it's worse
okay?
than that. Green screen studio.
They did a psyop to make those guys believe they saw exactly what they saw. Steven's model.
It's a psyop that made me believe that I saw exactly what I saw. When did we allow people to just start saying bullshit? Not one of these guys can speak up and say, "Excuse me, Dave, what do you mean by that?" So they then were confused and they saw what they saw. Oh, makes a lot of sense.
Joe's model account for this, but I think it was amplified. And when we're done with questions, Stephen, I'd love to hear your thoughts on,
tell us more about how you put the globe on an A map and think it means something. Not a professor, not a school, not a teacher.
Be the case where they amplified it?
Not a PhD.
Plasma ball on top of the reflected sun. Doesn't that?
Oh, a plasma ball on top of the reflected sun. That makes sense.
Kind of make a little sense.
Oh, it does. Everything you said so far has been excellent, and I agree with almost all of it.
Oh boy, you are so full of shit. I mean, I can smell you from here.
I would say it actually ended up proving flat Earth.
Right, yeah. The observation that's impossible on flat Earth actually proved flat Earth. Well, I mean, these guys are, why did I not see the brilliance of these men before?
We never had real footage of the 24-hour sun before.
Now you do.
So what are we expecting it to look like in terms of brightness? I don't know, but I'm looking forward to the 100 terabytes of data they claim.
Nobody claimed 100 terabytes, dipshit.
To be releasing.
Yeah, no, they're going to release that data, so that's going to be awesome. And you know what? If they faked it, you'll catch it. But again, that
you wouldn't catch a thing.
Great information. It's great information.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're going to have lots of data. My said none of us should go. We should all ignore this. But then we're like, well, if we don't go, someone else is going to go. It could be a thing.
No, it's because I don't take orders from anybody. That's why. I admit wholeheartedly this was a completely selfish decision of mine. I knew that the AE map cannot work if that sun does what the globe says it does. But we could never find it. There was no evidence of it. They cut the webcams. But when Duffy said, "Hey, I'll take you down there," it's a $40,000 trip. Will I ever get that offer again? Never. So I said, "You want to take me? Show me." I'm smart enough to go down and look at the sky and say, is that the real sun? Bring a magnifying glass. I burned paper with it. Bring an infrared camera. Zoom in on the sunspots. Have somebody take them at the same time from the north. Compare them. Take a 24-hour time lapse of the sun moving through the sky. The sun did exactly what it was expected to do. So you can't just claim it's fake. Do you understand that the sun was with us as we flew down there? If it's a fake sun, it's lighting up the whole world, or at least the part that we can see, which is on a plane 400 miles in every direction. What kind of device is that? Or is it the sun? Occam's razor. Is it a reflected, inverted plasma ball placed over the top of a dome firmament? What are you talking about? Why can't we just say, oh, shit, let's now explain this observation on a flat Earth? That's all we need to do. And you guys have melted into, I don't know what to call this anymore. It's embarrassing.
That's it. That's all I got to say about that.
All right. So
saying that, I'm good friends with Alex Jones and I pretended I didn't know him when I met him for the first time. So I don't want to say that, but to not think that everyone in that place was in on it is naive.
Everybody. So what do you think the 70 employees are used to the sun setting, Dave? The sun sets every other day there. And they're like, guys, we're going to bring some guys from the final. And what we're going to do is we're going to put a plasma ball in the sky and we're just going to let it not set. And when they ask you about it, just say, it never sets here. It never does. And then and what are you doing out there? What is going on? So everybody who goes and visits Antarctica doesn't realize that the sun doesn't do what it's supposed to do. They say on their website everywhere, oh, it's 24-hour sun, 24-hour sun, 24-hour sun. And you're now saying, no, they're all in on it. So then there's no 24-hour sun when people go down there. Explain that. Explain what you mean. You made so many claims of like, oh, and then they had to leave a day early, and that makes no sense. What did they? And then they brought people in on the day they were supposed to leave. Dave, there's gigantic planes that carry 250 people. It's called a 757. Now, because of the way this operation works, when a plane flies to Antarctica with people, it brings people back. We were supposed to come back on 12/18. That was the plan. But the only person in charge of deciding whether or not the flight happens is the pilot of the plane. He checks the weather data every day so that he can forecast if he might need to change the schedule a little bit. Guess what? He looked at the forecast on the 16th and saw on the 18th they had potential problems, a big storm coming in. Once or twice a year, they have a storm. So he made the decision to tell the 50 people that he was bringing, hey, you're not going on the 18th. I'm taking you on the 17th when it's going to be a clear sky. Oh, okay. So then they gave us the option. Guys, you could either fly back on the 17th when the plane comes here, or you'll have to wait till the next time the plane comes back, which may be after Christmas. That's just the operation being run. There's no other way it works. We don't get to decide when we just hail a plane from Punta Arenas to the ice. Do you understand? We have to go back on a plane that brought people there. So when there's, and he's like, oh, what are they, the people coming out there for the storm? Well, they're not going to miss their trip. So they do go out there and they're going to stay in their tents and they're going to bundle up just like we did on the cold ass fucking night. And you're going to, well, I say night, but it's obviously day. It's just nighttime, 2 a.m. And you should have heard the tent at 2 when the sun went behind that mountain and you're in the shade and it was just whipping like crazy. You're like, thank God we're getting the hell out of here. I don't want to try and fly in that weather to leave. So guess what? On the 17th, we left a day early and then all the people that were coming flew in. They get off the plane, start to get bused to the camp. We get bused to the plane and we take the plane back. It's a very crazy operation there. You can't keep fuel at Antarctica. So planes, which usually land empty, this is a different story. The plane has to fly from Punta Arenas with a full tank of gas, has to land with a half a tank of gas, exchange out people, and fly back on that tank of gas. There's no waiting in Antarctica because you'll be grounded. The weather will be bad. Do you think the pilot wants to sit in Antarctica for 7 days? No. So he decided to fly on the 17th. This is not weird. We were told beforehand. This is why you get to Punta Arenas 3 days early. This is why you can't leave till 3 days after. Because you never know, and they told us every day. We had updates, exactly what was going on, what time we'd need to be ready, what time we need to be at the door. If we were told on the 13th, hey guys, the pilot doesn't want to fly on the 14th, you're going on the 13th. We would have had to been packed and ready to leave on the 13th. It's not crazy conspiracy. It's a well-run operation. They're not in on it. It's a goddamn pilot. It's air stewardesses or whatever they're called. What are they called now? Steward people. Beverage servers. Whatever. You have all the people that are at that airport. Did you see the video that I showed of like, we're at the airport. Let me get over here real quick. I mean, these are employees. They're not actors. They're not there to lie to you, to push some conspiracy. It's just not what's going on. Here we are on the tarmac. Let me get this up here. See all these people? They all work there. They all work on the plane. Maintenance crew. The one who's loading all of our gear underneath it.
Woo! Are you scared? Not at all. Ask me when we're about to land.
I thought that by us going and showing this kind of footage that you'd be like, oh, this is legit. This is real. This is not some rinky-dink operation. We are flying south from Punta Arenas for 4 hours. We fly over ice fields. We have data. We've got Lisbeth taking accelerometer data, pitch data.
Doing its thing. We got our angle, so it's also doing, because I'm trying to match it up. And then we got the magnetic field.
The back of the plane showed you where we're at. I'm taking infrared shots of the sun that's in the sky with us. What do you think that is? Does it look different than what you're used to seeing out a plane window? It does to me. Looks like we're going somewhere totally different than I've ever been.
I play baseball. I realize I can't stand the cold.
Then they tell us we're landing in 30 minutes. Get your fucking gear on. Now all of a sudden we're looking outside and we're not seeing those ice, sea ice anymore. We see the most amazing sights I've ever seen. Never seen anything like it. Probably never will. So when I see something beautiful like that and come back and have to listen to you tell me I was fooled and it's some sort of trick, no. That place is in the sunlight because the sun is going around it. Sorry that I have to be the one who tells you the truth. I know what flat earthers want.
Holy smokes.
I know what they want.
I can't even place how big that is. See it down there? Little patches of it.
I wish so much that every single person could do what I did. I wish Duffy had money, but he'd probably be in jail, so he's not going to have any more money to do anything. But yeah, it was so bad. My time-lapse camera fell right then. I'd heard it fall in the seat behind me. I'm like, what? John's did too. I had a time-lapse footage of the landing. But look at the blue ice runway.
Look at the ice. It's fucking blue.
Hard as a rock.
Here we go.
Packed down. By the way, I mean, this makes so much sense now. Austin and I are there. We're talking. We're like, holy shit. This is a mile deep of ice. A mile. What do you think's the easiest thing in the world for them to dig into and create underground bases? This is why John Kerry goes there. This is why Buzz Aldrin and all these guys, because they have a whole metropolis, I'm sure, underneath that ice. Because how hard is it to melt the ice and make caverns in there? It's probably why they push this whole idea of global warming. If the earth gets too hot, guess what? Their precious little structures are going to melt. So they got to push global warming. Okay? There's so much to learn when we don't believe girls. They say, this Antarctica doesn't even work on our model, therefore it doesn't exist.
Get down, plane. Get down, plane. Get down. Nice.
You see all these people? They're not there to lie to us. They're there running an operation. They have to grab the luggage. They have to put it in the big trucks. They've got to move it ahead to the camp.
I can't tell who anybody is. I thought you were somebody who worked here. I was like, what's up?
This is not any kind of lie.
Incredible. Nothing like this in the world.
I was so proud of myself, though. I said, I'm not going to wear that big fucking red Santa jacket. And I didn't. Not once. Not the entire time I was there. And by the way, the Baffin boots I had are the most incredible boots I've ever had. I'll never get rid of them. My feet were not cold for 1 second. Not for 1 second. Perfect boots. Everything else, a little cold. But not that. We get on this car. We drive and look at these sites. I don't know if I have my camera. I might have thought my camera was off. I'll go a little further. We get there. We meet the employees. They are there every year.
Yes, and your folks can do a campsite.
Here we go. Right, everyone follow me.
This is a real place with real people. This guy's not an actor.
Huh? No. Sorry, no.
Oh. The camp is not empty. Miss Dave, he says, we got there and the camp was empty. Did you see the people in the background? There's people at the camp. These are people over here. These are people using the shitter. People in the shower. People in tents. We're just a group that just got there on the empty plane. And then it picked up all the people from the marathon.
What'd he say? Oh. Good idea. Look at those blocks of snow. Oh. Okay. Okay.
It's actually hot. Take your bags off.
It's hot.
From here for a moment, we're going to come back here.
Jared, we just got to knock down Marathon and put wall.
The camp is not empty. There's people there. It runs for 4 months every year. All this stuff comes down every 4 months. They take it all down, and they go away for 8 months, and then they come back the following November and set it up again. Go down there. The food tent. See all those tables? See all those people? There's cooks. There's cleaners. We met them all. Talked to people who clean the bathrooms. Talked to the cooks. Talked to the chefs.
Lisa, seems like everything's working fine. You want to check your GoPro?
Here we are at the secondary camp. Now we're far. Our camp that we were just at, can you see this, mouse? Is just over this little lip here. So we were just right there. But because the sun from where we were would dip underneath this mountain, as soon as we saw it was a clear sky, we got the hell to the secondary camp. Now, come to find out, they were like, oh, the chances that you get 5 days for your time-lapse, Sharon, are impossible because we just don't see 5 days without clouds. Sometimes we see 1, 2, 3, maybe. So be ready, because when we see a clear sky, we're going to go to the secondary camp and everybody's going to try and get their time-lapse. We got there, we looked around and said, oh shit, it's time to go. So what sucked for us is that we're dead tired. I wanted to get to the timeline. Okay, so you have to remember that look at poor Liz. We didn't sleep. So let's look at the timeline. We're supposed to go on the 14th through the 18th. Okay. So we're told on the 13th, yes, we're going for sure. They'll pick you up at your hotel, 7 a.m. Be ready. Have all your gear. Be ready. So we're out the night before. We're live streaming. Go look at my channel. We live streamed the night before at Punta Arenas. We talked. We had a great time. We had a guy named Max come up and talk to me after. We probably didn't finish streaming till at least 1. Okay. So, of course, you have to get all your gear packed. It's not like we're not staying at the hotel. We're leaving. So you have to have all your stuff packed. So we don't get to bed till 2 or 3. Okay. We have to get up at 5. We're on no sleep. That's on the night of the 13th, right? The night of the 13th. So here comes the 14th. We're all working on 2 hours sleep. 7 a.m. We're picked up by a van. We go to the airport. We got to do all the check-in stuff again. Through the metal detectors, taking out our batteries, complaining about our power bricks. Finally, we get done. Finally, we get bussed out to the plane. Finally, we get on the plane and we land there at like 2 in the afternoon, something like that. But as soon as we land, we get the review. Here's where you shit. Here's where you piss. Do this. Don't do that. If you go over there, you're going to fall in a crevasse and die. Don't do that. Don't step past that red flag. That's where planes land. We get the layout. We're shown our tent, but before we can even put our bags in our tent, we're told, nope, we're going to the other location. So now we got to get all of our stuff, hike our bags on, get onto a car, drive 5 miles to this other location that you see us at now. And now we have to set up a 24-hour time lapse, meaning we're all going to be up for the next 24 hours. And I just told you, we all got 2 hours of sleep. Okay. So now we're here at this other camp. Everybody's trying to get their footage. People are tired. People are cranky. Look at this.
We're going to go check our...
This is probably at, let me see if I get a time here. Oh, I thought it was a different video. I was going to see what, there's a plate.
Thought you may want to see.
So that's my Solar Quest, by the way. That's got a good home. It is on its way to Austin Thompson. He is the new owner of the Solar Quest Heliofind, which tracks the sun. And as you can see, if we go a little further, so this is me eating a couple noodles. Everybody's dead. Look at Dave. We are in rough shape right now. It's cold. It's miserable. We're in a little box out in the middle of nowhere. Toon's trying to get some sleep. Dave was an absolute monster. The guy stayed up like 48 hours. I couldn't do it. I ended up going underneath a table. These are people just trying to get any sleep they can. I don't know if you saw that. That's who is on the ground there. Come on. A little forward. Yeah, I didn't see. Oh, there you go. Right. There. So that's Duffy sleeping here. Critical Think, I think, here. Jonathan might be sleeping over here. Wit sits behind me under a table. Lisbeth is on a chair trying to sleep against the wall. No. What?
Looks good.
That's the sun. It's the sun. It's nothing faked. It's nothing projected off any dome.
Look at this view.
It's the sun, the same sun that flew down with us in the plane. And guess what? It never leaves. It never goes anywhere.
Sleep, man. They didn't get us. We haven't had a full sleep. We haven't slept in our tents yet.
So at this point, we're not in good shape. None of us.
Above the Ellsworth Mountains.
So then we go back over here.
Disaster.
We get to our tent and we get to sleep for the first night. Wake up the next day. They're like, we're going on this way. Is this right?
Oh boy. I don't know what other word I would use to describe.
There we go, La Bamba plane.
Ready?
Flying over the Ellsworth Mountains.
So then out of that $100,000, sure, you can afford a great $10,000 vacation.
I wish that guy would have let me talk to him. Most of the people there don't want to be misrepresented, so they won't let you interview them unless they get like final approval. So I just talked to one guy and he walked away. I don't know if I had him on video, but he told me, I mean, the guy's brilliant. He's like, oh, I'm going to retire at 40 because what I do is I work here for 4 months. Then I go to Alaska and do a mountain excursion. I'm a guide for 4 months. He says he makes $100,000 a year. He's the other 4 months of the year, he travels wherever he wants to go, vacations wherever he wants, spends $25,000 doing that. Then he has $75,000 that he pockets every year. Why? He doesn't have to pay for a thing. His flights out there are free. His food out here is free. He stays in a tent. He gets clothes paid for. It's brilliant. They're not actors. They're just smart people. And why do they all look like they're tan as fuck? Why does it look like the people that are guides there look like they're guides in Hawaii? Well, it's because the sun is out all day. Okay, is this all just fake? This gift shop they set up just for us, these guys that are there? Who do you think these people are?
I don't know if she wants small or extra small.
Your investigation. You want to find out the truth, you go
Operate an international aircraft.
This is when we found out that we were leaving early.
I'm actually very...
So we get called to a briefing and
ask for your help to make it a smooth experience for everyone. We put up a preliminary kind of schedule for the next morning, and all timings can change. This is still Antarctica, so whatever I've written up here, you will notice I've written it up in red, and I've also written that it will be preliminary information. That your camp stoves need to be aired out. They're not allowed to have any residue of any kind of fuel in them, so please air them out. They also need to be accessible on the day of flight. We have a cargo coordinator who may want to inspect them, making sure that they are completely clean of any fuel and residue.
it's not some joke. I mean, they're like strict. You got to do this, be at this time. We were constantly pack your bags, move your bags, go over here, go over there. We didn't have any time to like, oh, this is just vacation. We didn't have that. We even had this night here, all the employees wanted to learn what we were doing. So they all came to a night session where Duffy spoke, then Owitsit and I spoke to the people there, and we got a lot of information to these guys that work there of why we're there and why we thought there was no 24-hour sun. And I explained to them, you guys need to figure out why your Stephen Hawking lied to the world and why Nat Geo lied to the world. Why is that? Why is there no 24-hour cam down here if it circles every fucking day for 4 months? Somebody's doing it on purpose.
I didn't see progress being made. I just saw a lot of butting heads and people.
So see if you look straight. I thought the bikes would be a little bit more fun, which they are, as long as you're going downhill. As soon as you go uphill, it's like life sucks.
Isn't on. Right, it's like an hour, and right at sunrise and right at sun. It's clearly not the top.
Well, clearly it was the carpet on top.
You want to shuffle? You want to shuffle? You can shuffle.
Well, then you tucked it behind your pants.
What? Just shuffle, okay.
I wanted to hear this one part that's hilarious where Austin's telling somebody, it's right here.
My phone coming along.
Yeah, this part's hilarious.
I'll show you a comment. Look, brother, I am in Antarctica. The sun circled my head. Listen here, dickhead.
Wait, is somebody recording this? Because this is classic.
Bro.
Listen here, dickhead. Funny stuff. Anyway,
Yeah.
Babies is like the nightmare flight.
Well, his son stuff makes the sun.
No. The plane doesn't before the plane lands.
and then we get on the plane, and it's time to go. Oh, that's the car. We got on the plane shortly after that. Only this time, there was a bunch of people on the plane. It was so much fun when we went down there because there was 10 people on the entire plane. 10 people and stewardesses and, pilots. But going home, there was ALE employees. There was people who were part of groups that left when we did. And it was a much more full plane. In fact, I got this shitty seat. It was, we got seats. So it wasn't like I could choose where I wanted to sit. So of course I get the stupid wing and have to be above the wing the whole time, which we didn't have that issue when we went down it. And now we're just flying back the exact same way, flying north. You go through the sea ice, you go through the peninsula, and then you get to Punta Arenas. And then you land, and that's it. So anyway, that whole thing is 5.5 hours. It'll go up within maybe the end of this week. So anyway, just wanted to cover the understanding of the entire time frame. Okay, it's not as simple as you think. You can't just make claims like, oh, why is 50 people going? And it doesn't make any sense that they would go when it's bad weather. And well, it does. They paid for a trip. You understand? Just like we paid for a trip. But we were given the option. Hey, you don't have to go on the 17th. But if you stay, the next plane doesn't come until much later. The plane that's bringing the 50 people is coming today. You want to go back, you should go back on that plane. We all didn't want to miss Christmas and said, let's go back. And again, if you look at the, I don't know if I had it on here, but just to show you that the sun in the sky is the actual, here we go, is the sun. I'm burning holes. See that? I just burned that hole in it. One more time. It's down a little bit. Should be able to see that. Put it right next to it. Okay. So what we'll do is we'll try again when the sun is more to the south. Don't tell me that they put a plasma ball in the sky that just so happens to burn paper like the sun does. Isn't it easier just to say, oh, it's probably the sun? Kind of makes more sense to me. Let me see if this is where it's at. Yeah. And now look at that wind's whipping. Sun in the south. It gets gross every day when that happens. Hard for me to see. Like that weather right there is miserable. You can hear the wind. Where are we? That was the weirdest thing that happened. What is Toon doing right there? It's very creepy. I don't know what I'm doing. Oh, I remember. So I was trying to burn the paper and then I didn't realize that I was burning the wrong side. If you go back to where we just were, I was burning the other side.
Oh, you got nothing. It's not even turning dark. Maybe I'll try this side in case I burned this side last time. I'm not even sure if I remember.
But it's way more windy. And at first I was like, that would be big if it didn't light. But once it was on the right side of the paper and you just get the thing to stay a little bit still for a second, it does the exact same thing it did on the other side.
Maybe it was this side. Yeah, it's burning. Okay. I'll have to check. I don't remember what side I was trying to burn, but this side is going to light easier. Let's see. Yeah, it's burning. See that? That burn a hole straight through it. Try one more time.
What is Toon doing right here?
You can still see the sun. It's circled around. It's up there now. But you can see it's a cloudy sky. And I guess that makes it harder to
It's
fly.
like, this is really creepy. What is Toon doing right here?
Worse.
I'm like talking to myself, getting all my luggage. What is this guy doing?
Of a trip. Indeed.
What's he doing?
What the hell are you doing?
What a weirdo.
You're circling like you're a vulture.
Get the hell out of here.
Stars, you're like, okay, go the other way. So I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to...
Anyway.
Or if you just have someone or something, just leave it by yourself.
Now, for a little comedy relief, let's see. As bad as your life may be, have you ever had this kind of interaction with a fly? Is the question.
My over consciousness felt that and realizes that. God! Die, you fucking piece of shit! Fucking die! 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 Die!
Okay, that's too funny.
Get the fucking hint!
Get the hint already. Die, fly. Just causing all these problems. What is this? Oh, thought I had something else over here. All right.
Fucking fly again.
I'm going to try and read some of these. So that's basically it. I wanted to cover the timeline to explain that everything's on the up and up, that all the footage is on the up and up. You're going to start to see stuff come out from Duffy. Duffy did a 24-hour actual video, not time lapse, but 24-hour video. McKeegan did time lapses. I did a time lapse. We have some sun footage, but it's probably not as much footage, at least from my end, that people would like. But as we just explained, this was not quite as easy as we thought. Obviously, I went down to verify. Everything is verified. Nobody faked anything. And there's a lot of footage. Every one of us has our pieces. And that stuff will start coming out. We had to make a deal that we would allow people to put things out on their channel first, and then we will bring everything together in that kind of master pile, whether that's going to be a Google Drive or what, I don't know. But then we'll be able to all use each other's data. Right now, people are putting up their own stuff. I'll probably put up my time lapse. I didn't want to do anything tomorrow, probably the day after tomorrow, and my flight time lapses. So that's all coming. Anyway, but there is no reason to doubt any of it. And I'm not telling you to believe me, but you should just look at it and go, oh, this was fairly mundane. And anybody can do it. Now, granted, it's not cheap. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm not saying it's a trip for Joe Blow. It's a trip for the elite. When we were leaving, there was like a team of like 40 Japanese people that was there. They just had showed up, and you could just tell they were loaded. They were just rich Japanese guys who were there. They weren't actors. They went there to ski and to do whatever they do at the 80 degrees. Lizzie was the girl that we met. The reason we met her is she went on the flight with us. She was one of the 10 that went down there. She was going down there because her friend works down there every year. So she was going down to visit her friend who works down there. When she got there, her friend got summoned to the South Pole, had to immediately leave. Lizzie said, oh, can I go with you? They're like, well, we don't have a place for you there. You can come with me for the day, but you got to fly back. So Lizzie flies to the South Pole with her friend. Her friend has to stay there. She comes back on the little otter plane back to us. So now she's got nobody there. She went down there to see her friend. So she kind of joined our group, became kind of cool like us, cool like one of us, and had problems with Globers. So quickly became friends with myself and Witsit and Liz, and became kind of part of our crew. So Lizzie was awesome. You probably saw her. I don't remember where she was. She was towards the end there, but I didn't even see her until the end of the trip because she was with her friend and then flying to the South Pole and everything else like that. So anyway, I'm just saying nothing is nefarious. Nothing is weird. Did we even see Lizzie at the end? Where is she at? Yeah, that's her right there. So that's Lizzie right there. So anyway, so she kind of became part of our group because she had nobody else. She was supposed to be down there to visit her friend, but her friend had to go to the South Pole. So anyway, anything else I need to see there? I'm trying to think of the timeline. So then, yeah, we came back a day early. But if you look at the schedule, we're talking, we get there the 14th at 2. By midnight, the sun was to the south. We had to stay till the following almost midnight. That would be, so we're there the 14th at 2. The midnight would be 15. Then we stayed till the following midnight would be 16. So then that night, the night of the 16th, we sleep in the tent for the first time. and we leave on the 17th. So that's how quickly it went. That's how fast it was. And we knew that on the night of the 16th that we had to leave on the 17th because there was, well, there was a chance that we didn't leave because if the pilot would have looked at the forecast and thought that it was too bad to fly, we would have been stuck there. Thank goodness he had some cojones and said, I'm going. All right, so I just want to make sure the timeline's done. So anyway, moral of the story is flat earthers need to just say, okay, so there's an observation that doesn't match the map that most of us thought was true. So it's time to figure it out, back to the drawing board. Calling it fake is the most intellectually lazy thing I've ever seen. We can't just say it's fake. It happens. Okay? So it means that the model that we were given by the one and only true shill, Eric Dubay, who showed up in 2014 right after the movie The Principle came out, which was going to catapult geocentrism and catapult the idea that the earth does not move, that the Copernican principle is a lie, that the universe is not expanding, that there is no redshift. We don't observe these things. We believe them because they're fabrications of our minds. These things were going to start to come out that were off by 10 to the 120. All the stuff is going to come out. And here comes Eric Dubay, map in hand and 200 proofs in hand. And I say 200 proofs, and that's a little wishy-washy because he changes them whenever he wants, and you let him. Because that's what flat earthers want, is liars. Do you understand that I'm being called names for telling the truth? Eric Dubay, nobody says a word, and he actually changed his 200 proofs to prevent this final experiment from doing any damage to him. And you all ate it up. You loved it. Let him do it. Not me. Not me. I'm the only one who's staying true to what I thought was the case. I don't think it's okay to just change when everybody comes up. Oh, I'm going to go check this proof of yours, Eric. Oh, well, I'm actually saying the opposite thing now. And Jaren's a little shilly. I'm shilly because you can't keep a story? I'm shilly because you're changing the proofs in your book? No, sir. What's shilly is plagiarizing. That's shilly. Repeating the same thing from your same book in every video you do, the same words with your same gay voice. That's shilly. Never talking on a live stream like I'm doing now. That's shilly. That's shilly. Map in hand. Do you guys know what a shill is? A shill is somebody who gets there early. I'll tell you a story. Like if I want to sell this miracle tooth cream, what I do is I send a shill to the city early. And I say, hey, go to the city and make sure everybody knows that your fucking tooth hurts. Cry, complain, ask for liquor, ask for somebody to try and pull it, to look at it, then go retire to a hotel with your tooth hurting, wake up the next morning and keep complaining of the tooth hurting. I'm going to come into town and I'm going to cure your tooth and we're going to sell a shitload of tooth cream. So that guy goes to town. He's crying and complaining, my poor tooth, my tooth, my tooth. Oh man, you got a bad tooth? Well, yeah, we don't know what to do. How about a shot of tequila? He tries, that's not help. I got to go to bed. He wakes up the next day. My tooth still hurts. And then all of a sudden here comes into town Mr. Eric Dubay. Or Mr. I guess Eric would be the show who went there first. Here comes me. Say, hey, I got magic tooth cream here. Anybody need a magic tooth cream? They're like, what? You have tooth cream? Dude, there's a guy who came into town last night. His fucking tooth hurts. Really, where is he? Tell him to come over here. Sir, this guy's got tooth cream. Oh, I don't think anything will work. My tooth hurts so fucking bad. I give him a little tooth cream. What a miracle. The tooth is healed. How many tooth creams am I going to sell that day? That's a shill. Okay? Only one person introduced the word shill to every single flat earther. Eric Dubay. Only one flat earther that I know of lived in Washington, D.C. His name, Eric Dubay. Only one flat earther that I know of ever got a vaccine payout for a vaccine injury. That would be Eric Dubay. Here's the map, and it just so happens to be the AE map. I mean the UN map, because that's what they do. Oh, they're so confident that they're just going to show us the map. Here's the map. It's the UN logo. They'll never catch us. Wrong. We were gaslit. We were lied to. We were forced to believe another bullshit model of the Earth. And now it's been disproven. We should be happy. What do you guys do? You take it out on me. You call me a liar. You call me a pedophile. I'm a sellout. I'm a globe shill. Because you found out that your map is wrong. Obviously, Dave Weiss can't face it. He'd rather say that I don't answer his calls. That it's a big set, that we're all fooled and confused. They tricked us. I know somebody who was tricked. Okay? And it wasn't me. Flying in an airplane, landing in a place that returns the exact data that we expected. That's not being tricked. You have lost your minds if you think that makes more sense than the story that I'm telling you. Okay? Am I saying that the Earth cannot be flat? No. The Earth measures flat and level. Now, I have investigations to do myself. I've got a lot of things to look into. There could be a lot of possibilities. But one of them is not the AE map. That is just another cartoon ball. It's no different. There's nothing more special about the AE map than there is about the globe or than there is about anything else. It's just another fabrication. It doesn't work. Do you understand? You can easily prove it to yourself. Why can somebody go south of the Tropic of Capricorn and see the sun to the south? Anybody can go do it. Go down to Punta Arenas. You don't need to go to Antarctica. You can see it from Punta Arenas. You can put two and two together. You can say, well, as I keep going this way, the sun rises. If here in Punta Arenas, I see it right there. If I kept going in that direction, the sun would rise in the sky. And if I go far enough into Antarctica, then it circles my head. It's just the way the world works. So it's time we face facts. It's time we wake up. It's time we accept the world that we're given because it is the truth. The world that we see is the truth. Who's to say we need a model? I don't need a model. The world is amazing. If you were here watching this, what I did, you would be in awe. The world is fantastically huge and undescribable. The Bible says, where were you to measure the line across the earth? Who are you to know its dimensions? And here we all are thinking we know the dimensions. We're probably not into, David Avocado Wolf told me 3 years ago, Jaron, I'm done trying to decide what the shape of the earth is because I've now realized the earth is irrational. The ground measures flat and stationary. The sky can only be explained on a sphere. What does that mean? I don't know. I got to look into it. Could it be something like the creator of all things was smart enough to put us on a sphere, but a one that can be treated as if it's flat? The earth is flat and level. It's stationary. Thank God. Otherwise, you can't build on it. Otherwise, you can't fly planes on it. You can't build bridges. You can't build railroads. You can't do shit. But if you're on a sphere that every place that's on it measures flat and level, it's a place where all of a sudden we can fly planes. We can use spirit levels. We can build bridges and build railroad tracks. Now, if you have some fear of that, I don't give a fuck. And if you don't understand that we can believe different things, I can say what I just said without you having to call me a globe cuck. We can change our opinions based on evidence. It's okay. If you're the kind of human that can't do that, you're pathetic. Do I think we're flying through space? Hell no. Do I think I'm spinning? Hell no. Will I ever be a glober? Hell no. I don't need to teach people what they were taught in school. Don't need to do it. Won't do it. I thought that the AE map was where we lived. I thought that they hit it. And I thought that we could have proof of that, especially in places like Antarctica, where there's a 24-hour sun that wouldn't work on an AE map. Or if it's sunset, it would mean that the AE map was true. I wanted that fucking sun to set so fucking bad. It didn't set. We had a running joke going the whole time too that I kept saying the whole time, did the sun set? Somebody tell me the sun set. Somebody fucking tell me the sun set. It did not set. By the way, did you know that I am officially the only one in the history of the world? No. But I'm going to pretend that I'm the only one who smoked a joint in Antarctica. I did feel bad the last night we were there, and Duffy asked me, he's like, across the dinner table, he's like, dude, what would you have done if you got caught with that in your bag? I'm like, didn't really think that far ahead. That would have been terrible. But I just was smart enough and tricky enough. And thank you very much to Mark for getting me on film doing that. That was fun. Oh, shoot, I got to check something. I told my wife to text me. Damn it. Let me see. She's we have plans. I might need to be done. I do want to look at these questions real quick, but if she wants to be done right now, she's the boss. So we'll see. Hopefully, give me at least 15 minutes. Let's see. She's writing back 1 second. Hopefully the Q&A goes easy. I don't think I've done it that way. Well, I've done it that way on Glowbusters. But feel free to ask anything you want. I'll give you my honest opinion as I always have. If you are a low-life scumbag, like most people that I've come across the last couple days, just know that, oh, she's on the couch. Okay, I'm going to tell her to have 15 minutes max. Okay. Sorry, priorities. Let me get to these. What was I just saying? Damn it. Shit, I was saying something important, was I? I don't remember. All right, well, let me get over here. Anyway, we'll have plenty of time to go through this. Oh, if you're somebody who has questioned me, who has called me a pedophile, who has made any stupid comment about me being fake or a shill or a cuck or whatever you think you're doing, just know that I will remove all communication with you. You don't deserve the dirt on my feet. Do you understand? You don't treat people like that who are honest, who are good people, who didn't do anything wrong to deserve that, just because you are flipping out and you're a terrible human being. Do you understand? I don't care what kind of friend you are. I don't care how far we go back. If you have publicly called me a name or said something about me, I will erase any connection with you. I will never be on your channel. I will never acknowledge you. And if I see you in person, you're going to get punched in the face. That's not how you treat people. It's not acceptable. I've never treated you like that one time. Never treated you in any kind of negative way like that. Because I'm not a scumbag. Can you imagine just typing the shit I read earlier to somebody? Just like, oh, yeah, it's your final days. You're going to die. We're going to get you. There's 100 of us. We're looking into Elon Musk. Shut the fuck up, you fat fuck. You're a garbage human. Period. No time for garbage humans. All right, let's see what we got here. We're going with questions. Let me see how I bring this up. Questions and answers. Questions. All right. Can I pop this out? Pop out chat. There we go. And I don't know if these come up on screen. I don't know how it works. Harmon, what's up, Harmon? Good old Harmon. Harmon says, did you happen to find one of Barry Bonds' home runs balls? You know, he hit them long, long ways. I looked, but no, did not see one. The one he hit in New York was a good one. And the one he hit in Anaheim was good. But anyway, the one where Salmon says, is that Salmon? Tim Salmon says that's the farthest ball he's ever seen hit. All right, going back to the top. Doug in the house. Doug says, glad you've had time to contemplate and realize it's not a ball despite the sky. Glad you've had time to contemplate and realize it's not a ball despite the sky. I wouldn't say that. We need to figure out what it is. But I don't need to place a name on it. Is kind of where I'm standing now. There's no reason that I need to say what it is. I can teach my son that the earth is an amazing place. I don't feel that it's a ball. I don't feel that it's flat. However, the sphere earth perfectly matches the observations of the sky. So we can't just dismiss that and be like, well, but the flat earth perfectly describes the earth being flat. Sure. But then do you see which one supersedes? Do you understand that we can say that the earth is flat on a sphere, but it doesn't work the other way around? I've been trying to tell people this. I've told you the Home Depot story. Nobody listens. Nobody's smart enough to get it. Think about a Home Depot. It's not a mile long, but let's just say there's 25,000 Home Depots, end to end to end to end to end to end to end. Where would we put a level in that Home Depot that would not show level? It wouldn't. It would show level every single Home Depot. They're all level. Now, if you said, but Jaron, those are all in a sphere, does that change anything? Nope. The level is level is level everywhere on that sphere. Do you understand? If you zoom back and you look at the whole picture, you'd then say, oh, look at all the Home Depots are curved. But then people would say, but Home Depots don't curve. Water doesn't curve. No, they don't. Because in each individual spot, it's flat, which is why I told Slow Sanchez every time he said, yeah, but the earth measures flat underneath our feet. I said, stop giving me globe evidence. That's not flat earth evidence. You're telling me what the globe believes. The globe says everything below our feet measures flat and level. That's why we use a level. This is the thing about globers. They're liars. They actually go as far as to say, oh, we use the curve to figure out bridges. Shut the fuck up. No, you do not. Do you understand? You never would. They're just so in love with the sphere that they make up horseshit about it. Sorry, you would just build the bridge. You would just lay railroad tracks. You would just build Home Depots. You would never take into account the curvature of the whole thing. That doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. You just build the bridge. That would be crazy if God made the earth so that we could treat it as if it were flat and level. Again, to just ignore evidence and be like, well, okay, well, I'm just saying, you can do whatever you want, but don't expect me because I'd be a liar. Merry Christmas, Jaron. Thanks for doing the trip and bringing back the facts. Thank you, JSS Tiger. Is this the actual, am I bringing up the, is this all questions? Looks like just a regular chat. Oh, wait, it is on top chat. Hold on, let me fix this. Questions. So many questions, right? And Q&A. I don't know how this works. All right, let's get this one. Did you get to the Antarctic walls? Nope, but I'm about to knock some down in a few minutes. All right, please put chat on slow mode. Trolls are way too many tonight. Can't do it at this point. Brian Cash says, are you still doing a show with Sav? He's trashing you in Austin, saying it was fake. I've had words with Sav. I told him that that's a ridiculous position to say. He said, it's a nothing burger. It means nothing. So I don't know if I'm still doing a show with him, but I would say right now, all of my shows are on pause. I need to figure out who is out there trying. Remember, I told you, if anybody's telling you that the 24-hour sun in the south isn't a big deal, they're lying to you. So the people that are still doing it are still lying to you. Okay. It is a big deal because the AE map gets debunked. Why were there no compass readings, angle elevation readings to the sun, filtered images of the 24-hour sun? There are. Don't know what you're talking about. What do you mean no compass readings? Yeah, it's all over. That's what we were doing there. You mean in the video I just showed? I'm showing you parts of the time lapse. I mean, parts of my GoPro footage. You want me to get out all the data for you right now? Okay, just wait. Relax. It's not going anywhere. FMFP. Don't know what that means. I believe you went there, but the video that is put out of the 24-hour sun could have been faked. That's just stupid. Just stupid. Any ideas why snow doesn't melt with a 24-hour sun and blue ice? Is it blue up close? It is blue up close. It is very hard. I did bring some home. I'm not supposed to say that, but I did. I have been told that it's because the ice is very high. It's 2,500 feet high where we're at. And the angle of the sun is not, people are very confused. They think like we went down closer to the sun. Hopefully you realize that where I'm at in California, I'm closer to the sun when it's June or July than I would be anywhere near when it's 35 degrees high in Antarctica, right? And you're going to be at a much more severe angle. That's the rumor. And it just is ice. There's no rain there. There's no snow. It's just ice that accumulates after year, after year, after year, just keeps stacking. So I mean, I don't have all the answers. I can't expect to. If you have to go longer, we could just watch. No. I will make sure I answer all these. I'm just turning my wife real quick. All right. Mike Cloudier. Oh, so got that one. Got that one. You spent years showing videos of NASA faking space. So how could we see for miles and miles with no curvature? Are you saying now that you were lying all those years, not finding any curvature? Nope. I think that you're not very smart. So NASA does fake space. What about what I said changes that? How could we see for miles and miles with no curvature? Because we see too far. Do you understand? Wake up. It's not very difficult to figure out. Are you saying now that you were lying all those years about not finding curvature? Nope. Did I find any curvature? I think you're a little bit lost. What are your thoughts on Joseph Hanley's model? He needs time. He needs help, but it's possible. I think that what he's doing is better than what anybody else is doing because nobody else is doing that. So, but I don't think he's getting much help, and we need to stop sharing the videos until we've got a good representation of reality. Because what happens is people are sharing his videos that are like half-assed, and it's not his fault. He's just putting out like little prototypes, but then other people are seeing them, and they're now dismissing the whole idea because they just keep seeing ones that don't work. They're going the wrong way. They don't work. And then people kind of like give up. Oh, he's just got, well, let's wait till we have a good one until we start passing it around. Thanks for going, Jaron. Have a Merry Christmas. Thank you, Andrew. Approve Bajibapai. Appreciate the effort you putting in taking the trip to, but I've heard you still believe in the flat earth. Is that true? No, the earth, well, at least as far as I can ascertain, the flat earth doesn't work. But like I've said before, I told my wife that planes can't go around a flat earth because they can only go around spheres. Then I saw the AE map and it opened my eyes. So I'm all about evidence. I'm not about proof, and I'm not about putting my feet in the sand and making it so I can't turn around if I need to. What I'm about is the evidence. Right now, there is not good evidence of there being a map that works on a flat earth. So let's go to the drawing board. Let's figure it out. It's okay if right now I don't know where we live. It's okay. I'll be just fine. Do you suppose that the sun you were seeing hasn't been recorded yet because it shows more of a source of the sun and its reflection? I saw the mood change. I'm very happy you made it home safely. Wait, do you suppose that the sun you were seeing hasn't been recorded yet because it shows more of a source of this? No idea what you mean by that. That's the sun. It's the same sun that you see every day. The Globers put Easter eggs in their videos so retards can claim fake. I do think that is true. They do it on purpose, you mean? Yes. Very much so. Where are we at here? Come on. Do you still think the AE map is correct, or did Jake the asshole on QNFE debunk your map? They brought to our attention that there was a sun that set south of east and rose, set south of west and rose south of east. To me, I was able to dismiss that because you can take a dome piece of glass, hold it up to a light, and the light will displace left to right when you move the dome. So I said, okay, just because it sets south of west doesn't mean that it's going around Antarctica. If it did that, we would have evidence of a 24-hour sun. We didn't have evidence of it. I was able to dismiss it. Now we find that there is evidence of it, so I can no longer dismiss what that sun is doing because that can't be explained by a little dome and moving it around a piece of light. That will never explain why the sun would just circle somebody in the south. Is it possible you were so close to the firmament at this time of year and the location, maybe you were seeing two suns? Impossible. I mean, no. Have you seen McKeegan's video in 2K? It looks like two suns. It's not two suns. I mean, it's just reflections. There's no way it was two suns. They would have had to come together at some point. They would have to separate at some point. And I don't even know how that explains. What do you mean two suns? There's one sun on the earth. Now, if there's another pond out there somewhere and another sun, there would have to be a moment where they came together. They would not just be magical two suns that are two, but are really one, and it just doesn't make sense. I listened to most of what David said. He mentioned you had to leave because of... Sorry. I don't understand why this thing doesn't have a scroll bar. Damn it. Sorry, I have to keep scrolling back up. I don't know why this thing's like this. Where did that go? Here we go. I listened to most of what David said. He mentioned you had to leave because of when you said the storm was coming or you wouldn't be home for Christmas. Isn't that true? He wasn't talking shit. He said we left 2 days early. So he just made that up. And he made it seem like it was very weird. Oh, it just so happens to be a storm's coming. Like get over it. It was a storm. I saw it. The storm was coming. In fact, the next 2 days, it poured rain and was windy as fuck in Punta Arenas. So I'm glad I wasn't in Antarctica. He did say he wished you would have said the lights in the sky don't determine the shape of the earth. I want to hear what someone is saying Dave said. What? He did say he wished you would have said the lights in the sky don't determine the shape of the earth. I think that you can use known path of lights in the sky to determine the ground below you. In fact, there's really nobody other than flat earthers that would ever say anything different because it makes no sense. If you know the path of the sun in the sky, then you can draw a map, and if it doesn't allow for the path of the sun in the sky, then it can't be the map of where you live. The only way that could be disproven is if the sun is actually doing something different in the sky. The sun's not doing anything different in the sky. It's done the same thing for thousands of years. Will you show your face at some point so we know it's you? Oh, yes, of course. Where are we at here? Like it would be somebody else or something? I don't know what you mean by that, but where is my camera? Maybe we're not. Oh, here we go. Webcam solo. There you go. I am here. I am here. Does that make you happy here? Okay, we'll leave that on while we do the rest of this. We've got about 5 minutes. I'll get through some of these. I'll try and do these tomorrow, or no, I can't do it on Christmas. Day after. Wait, where did you go? Do you go to a base outside the Antarctic wall? Or are you saying you visited the island at the bottom of a globe? I'm tired of keeping up with the sarcasm. I don't know what you're talking about. We went to a place. It's not the outer edge of an AE map. That wouldn't make sense. They wouldn't have been able to show us the observations that matched 80 degrees south. And the girl, Lizzie, who went to the South Pole, we talked to her. She said the sun stayed at the same height when she was in the South Pole. So there isn't multiple South Poles, or else how would there be the sun that stays at the same height? That can only happen at the South Pole. Earth is not a planet. How much was the temperature difference when the sun was in the north and south? Pretty drastic. I would say at least 10 to 15 degrees. Are you a Freemason? Absolutely not. How does it feel to be cannibalized? Don't really care. I've got a big dick. How does it feel to be the black sheep for finding out the truth? Don't care. Do you remember the eyes of the men who held guns to your heads? I do not. Let's keep going. Jaron, are you 100% certain that you and Witsit weren't tricked? 100%. Was the temperature consistent each day in Antarctica? No. Sometimes it's cold. Sometimes it's cloudy. I mean, but you're talking about not much difference. And we're not like it's 60 degrees and 30 degrees. It was like between, my guess would be it was always between 5 and 20. That would be my guess. Was the temperature consistent each? Oh, sorry. Roger Ledwell, how much did they paid? Stupid. I'm going there next and live stream on Solstice. You should come. I'm not ever going back there. Why did Witsit make it seem as if he breathed out whilst it was him vaping? Don't know when you're talking about. Why would you ask me that? Why you happen to be in both the experiments where the Globers prove the Earth is not flat plane? Well, because they used my experiment in one test, and the next one I went down and observed the sun do what they say the sun does. It's not even that difficult to figure out. We've all seen the missing shadows in your videos. That's fake. You're making that up. Could you guys see any other sky objects at all other than the sun? No. Did you have to stand up the whole time of the observation? I didn't see any chairs or anyone sitting outdoor. There was no chairs. We had to stand up or go lay on the floor inside that room. Could you bring your own food? Where? No. You're not allowed to bring food to Antarctica. These are people going for a shit. I can't stop laughing. Don't know what that means. Yeah, I do. My question is, will you please give people a chance to talk a little more to some globe earthers as you try and figure this all out? My question is, will you please give people a chance and talk a little more to decent globe earthers? I'm always available to talk, but not to people that think that they can celebrate and party at the expense of others, or thinking that because you believe what you were taught in school that you're cooler than me. You're not. You guys obviously went to Antarctica. Thank you. But where's the unedited 24-hour sun? Don't know what you mean by unedited 24-hour sun. You mean the time lapse? Is that what you mean? There's been a bunch of them already put up. I haven't put up mine yet. And Duffy's got his, and McKeegan's got his, and Toon's got his, and Critical Think has his. Why was Witsit vaping to fake his breath? He was not. Your breath not condensing in cold weather is very suspect indeed. It is not. There's no moisture there. And as I did it live, if you remember my video, I was breathing out in the sun. I said, hey, there's no vapor here. That's weird. There's no moisture. But then over in the shade, you could see it. So I don't know what that is, but you could figure that out. Did I miss something, Jaron? I still haven't seen the sun in the south in Antarctica except for the one edited video. What do you mean edited video? I just showed you my video of it in the south here. Plenty of videos of it in the south. It doesn't go anywhere. It's funny you said that. So if the sun was there for 4 days, how did it not go to the south? Do you not get that it has to do that? It doesn't make any sense. I really hope you check out the fine works of cartographer V. Skyshank. Don't know who that is. Or Skyhog. I will. How can you still claim stationary Earth after Critical Think's measurement of changing weights depending on the location of Earth? Because that has nothing to do with the Earth spinning. Doesn't have to have anything to do with that. You would have the same forces if it was a moving universe. We've already gone through this. Your heroes have gone through this. Come on. What about Bob's 15 degree an hour observation? I've never respected that because you have to enter your location. It's a man-made device. I don't think it measures 15 degrees. How do you still believe in the 16 emergency landings? I do not. Every one of those needs to be thrown away. Banjo is a liar and is a garbage human. What did the Globers do to Lizzie? They talked shit about flat earthers, and she told them, why do you care? Why does it bother you that they believe that? And then, critical things like, because it's an objective fact. Okay, I'm from Australia and stuff. And she was like, well, I don't get it. They're good people to me. I don't care what they believe. So she wasn't a fan of Toon or critical think. I have to say, Dave McKeegan wasn't a bad guy for one moment. Never saw him be negative. It was nice talking to me. At what time did you depart Antarctica, and how long time lasts the tip? At what time did you depart Antarctica? Our flight left about 1:30 or 2 on the 17th. Did you actually get a buzz in that environment? Yeah. I got high. Any observations? Sun height, sun brightness, snow consistency, cloud. There is no snow. Clouds. I mean, what do you mean? You can see clouds in the sky, different times. Sun brightness. I don't know what that means as far as, you mean like, do we measure the brightness of it? The height, yes, it went from 35 to 15. Ruhif, not a question. Kudos for going, and anyone that denies the 24-hour sun at this point is not interested in the truth. It does seem to be the case. Roger Kelly, what differences did you notice when the sun was at the north compared to the south? That the day was nicer. The day was nice when the sun was up north, and it got cold and kind of miserable. Now, at the camp, it's because the sun went behind a mountain for 2 hours. And when it does that, obviously, you're in the shade. So you should expect that. But the same thing did happen at the secondary camp. When it was south, it was miserable. It gets kind of like colder, and it just, you're talking about a difference of 35 to like 15 degrees. When do you expect to have all the data collected on the flat earth side during the trip to be uploaded? I'd say in the coming days after Christmas. Has the rewriting of history, flat earthers who now claim Antarctica was never an issue, given you pause? Everything has given me pause. I've been embarrassed by the people that I used to work very hard to teach and to protect and to help. What are the odds that it's just a coincidence that this is your 666th video of all time, coming right on the heels of your deceptive controlled opposition shillfest of an expedition? Chris Money, you will never talk to me again. As I've said, I don't have time for crap like that. Like, I control the video count. So stupid. Clit rubs. Was it hard to breathe like it is in Colorado? Yes. I mean, I lived in Colorado, but it definitely takes it out of you. You definitely realize, like, shit, I'm winded. Have you heard the Zetetic map I made a video on? Lots of evidence supporting it with old flight logs. No, I want to see it. Flatworks. Okay, I'll check your channel. Is this something new? Melodome. So is everyone spiraling in here? You think? Just want to see that Austin's safe and all. Austin's back. Yeah, talked to him today. It's 100% obvious NASA lies. Yes. Why did Austin fake his breath with a vape? I don't know why you keep asking that. You'd have to show me evidence of that. He didn't fake his breath with a vape. How do you feel after the trip? Did you make you lean towards the globe? If not, what do you think could be a possible explanation for the 24-hour sun? I personally do not think that there is a flat Earth explanation for it. So I have to start looking at everything that we measured and have shown and come up with other observations and other explanations, or somebody needs to help me find a map that does work. But there, as far as I can tell, it's just not going to happen. And you can take that to the bank because I've looked at it, and I cannot make a flat map where the sun can be seen south for people on the edge of the map. Think about it. The flat map has to have an edge. Has to. It has to be an outer edge of the map. And when you get to the outer edge, how could you be seeing the sun to your south? The sun's behind you. So until I'm open for evidence always. So I can never, once you say something is a fact, the earth is a sphere or the earth is flat and we know it and we don't have to look at anything else, you are creating for yourself an impossible position to ever leave. And this is the problem that most flat earthers have, is they've gotten cocky, carried away, and they now think that they cannot be wrong. So they no longer look at evidence. They no longer care. Like Sov, no big deal. Nothing burger, doesn't matter. Do you think that's the globe? I've never heard a globe believer say that. I've never said, hey, how do you explain this tune? And he's like, nothing burger, doesn't matter. Never, because that's ridiculous. That's intellectually dishonest. It's you admitting you don't care. How do you feel? Okay, I read that. sky equals ground, perhaps? It could be. Could be something like that. Could be, but you definitely, the sun, the moon, are upside down. The marks on it. Is Santa real? Could be. I could be fooled about that. You got to know it's round at this point, right? It certainly fits the sphere model. The sky matches the sphere. That the sky can only be explained on a sphere. Am I ready to say that I'm living on that sphere? Well, I'm going to keep it open for a little while to see if anybody has any better ideas, but I wouldn't be surprised if that is the end result, to be honest. Do you have any empathy with other researchers who have had to deal with the same sort of vitriol you have since coming back, being called liars, charlatans, despite them seeing things with their own eye? Of course. Anybody who's just giving honest opinion, who is then being told they're a pedophile, or that they are going to be killed in the night because some crazy guy on Facebook can't deal with reality. Yeah, I have a problem with them. You're either lying or you were there and have your own verifiable proof. I'm going with the lying. Okay, good for you. God is nowhere. Makes a lot of sense. Jaron. Neil Johnson, what can I help you with? It's like, look at how sad this is that flat earthers want nothing more than for me to lie to them. I mean, that is a sad, sad situation. Jaron, have you talked with Joe Hamby? I have talked to him. Stephen Alonso is garbage. The guy is just making shit up. How does it feel to finally prove what mainstream struggled to? Thanks for confirming this 24-hour sun. The Globe has people behind it that are disgusting, they created flat earthers. They're that bad. Like, Toon has a channel called McFlatty. It's a gaslighting channel that he makes fun of flat earthers for lying. Then he has a channel of a guy that he pretends to be that lies the entire time because it's a fake person. I mean, do you understand? That's hypocritical. It'd be like me saying, oh, I hate all these liars, and then I have a channel where I'm a liar. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Could it be a sun simulator? No. How did it stay up in the sky? What the plane was carrying it down? I mean, it doesn't make sense. No question, just what to come smoke with you after you beat my ass at blowing. Okay, Alvin, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. There were some still shots showing a squished sun. Is it possible that half the time it was the sun and half the time it was a reflection of the sun? Again, you're talking about a perfectly married real sun and reflection sun that never deviate. They just stay in the sky like that. Like, really think about what you're saying. When are you going to make the USB disk containing every single piece of footage for people that paid $200? It's already been available. So you either don't get your email or don't know how to look on Telegram where it's at. And nobody paid $200. Well, actually, I think one person paid $200. This was the final experiment, but you're somehow unconvinced of the globe, regardless of the fact that the sun at the poles does exactly what the globe predicts. I didn't say I'm unconvinced. I said that I don't believe in proof, and I'm always open to evidence. That's what I said. The globe, the sphere Earth, perfectly describes the observations that I made. Do you need me to spell it out any clearer to you? Does the Joseph Hanvey firmament model work on an AE map? Not that I can tell. Again, you're seeing the actual sun south of the tropic. Now, like I said, let's let Joe figure it out. Other people should help him. What was it like smoking weed in Antarctica? It felt like I was upside down. If TFE2 was a space flight to experience zero gravity while looking at a spherical Earth, would that be enough for you to believe? Depends what you mean. It's not space travel. They throw you up in the sky and then let you float down. It's a reverse bungee jump. It's a scam. It's meant to make you think you're in space. It's just another lie of the space age. Why you happen to be in both experiments where the globers prove the Earth is not flat? I already answered that. Don't know what you mean. It's because I'm a doer. While you sit there and judge people, I go out and do shit. Understand? Could you take infrared photos pointing south, and what else did you see? The mountain is right there. So no, I didn't take pictures of the mountain. What do you think of the fake breath argument that flat earthers are saying? Do you think it's absolutely ridiculous? I don't know what you mean by fake breath. No, so this is the thing. I try and stay out of the craziness on the internet. So if there's some theory or somebody saying something about Witsit, I only remember at one point me saying, oh, look, my breath can't be seen because there's no moisture. Then Witsit was over by the building and he said, my breath can be seen. And I said, why? And I walked over there and I could see his breath. So I don't know what you're talking about. He was smoking over there and that's why I could see his breath. That can't be true because when I walked over there, then I breathed and I saw my breath. Do you have any sympathy for Buzz Aldrin and his punch? Absolutely not. It's against the law. It's illegal. He should have been arrested. And the man is an alcoholic and he lied to people. And no, I do not have any Sympathy for Buzz Aldrin. How does the sun simultaneously circle you while circling the world? Did you ask to go south of the 80 degrees? What was it like being high there? It was cool being there. What do you mean by how does it sun simultaneously circle you while circling the world? Because the sun circles the Tropic of Capricorn on the 21st of December. So I don't know what you mean. We could send people to the Tropic of Capricorn, everybody stand on it, and the sun will stay above their heads the entirety of December 21st. So what do you mean? If you go now further south, then you can actually be in a position where you're seeing that sun that's above those people's head. I saw the sun in the south on at noon it was our midnight, noon for Australia. It was above people's head in Australia, and I saw it to my south. If you can't realize that that doesn't work on a flat earth, you can keep pretending, you can keep making up lies, whatever you got to do, but it just doesn't work. How many 24-hour sun videos did you take? That makes no sense. I also don't know what it means by edited. They'll all be edited. Hate to tell you. Of course, changing weights has something to do with the rotation. It doesn't have to do with the rotation. I just told you that if the universe was spinning, the same forces would apply. Again, just because you haven't been taught it doesn't mean it's not true. If you know, did anyone ever have any vapes in Antarctica? Yes, I think Austin did. What you mean? So if there's no other explanation other than a globe, would you agree that it's a globe because there's no flat Earth map? I don't think that there's proof, if that's what you mean. I don't believe in proof. Proof doesn't leave it open for evidence. So if nobody knew, think about what you're saying. Nobody knew that the 24-hour sun existed down there. So nobody was trying to make that map. Nobody's tried to make it work. We thought it didn't exist. Why? Because your assholes at the NOAA and NSF are inept. They don't know how to put a camera at the South Pole and make it last so that people can watch it from home and know where they live. So I don't know what you mean. Live stream available after the video for watching afterwards? Yes. I heard you had a code word if anything happened to you, brainwashed or something in Antarctica. If that's true, what was that code word? Well, I basically just told people if I came back and said that we went to the moon or that the Earth is spinning or that the sun is 93 million miles away, that it would be very easy to tell that I was somehow psyoped or whatever you want to call it. I was brainwashed or something, but I didn't say that. McFlatty is called a parody, not lying. There is a difference. It is produced in an exaggerated way, so it's obviously parody, not lying. Yes, but it's inflammatory. It doesn't create... There's nobody who's not a flat earther because of that channel. Do you understand? So the parody is a waste of time, and it's a person boasting about believing things that they were taught in school. If the guy believes in the Bible like he says he is, I'll show you 50 verses that tell you don't boast. Do not take one out on your neighbor. Do not act like you're cooler than them. Do not put yourself above them. Do not make fun of other people, right? That's all the guy does. His entire channel, go look at all his thumbnails. They're either Witsit as a redneck or some googly-eyed person that he found on Facebook that he debated who has no fucking clue what they're talking about. Do you understand that that is a person who's got a little problem in their head? He gets off on the misery of others. That's what he does. Austin did fake breath for sure. Nathan and everyone told you the Gleason was a globe projection. Cool. So what do you mean? So should you do? You want me to stand up and cheer for them or what? Remember you were the only person that showed up bowling in Morgan Hill? I do remember that, Alvin. I do remember, yes. I remember you now. Did you have people triangulate the sun's position for many points on Clown World while you were there? Nope, you don't need to do that with the globe. What do you mean? Triangulate? You can't triangulate the sun. How is the sun south of Capricorn? Good call. I paid $200 for a USB stick containing all of the recordings, like your trip to Antarctica, like you were going to ship it. Yes, and if you pay attention, Luca, you piece of shit, I've written numerous times to people that it will take 2 weeks, that I just got back, that I just uploaded that footage. Now I've got to put it onto a disc. Then I got to mail it to you. Do you understand? If you were paying attention and looked at your damn email, you'd already have the link. You could be watching the footage now. It does work. Look at my description. It works on flat Earth. What does? A sun to the south of the Tropic of Capricorn? You don't understand flat Earth. All right. Much love to you guys. I hate all of you who have ever said a dirty thing, or if you think you're funny, or if you're a glober who thinks that you're cool for believing what you were taught. Guess what? You're not. Do you understand? It's not cool that you believe something and I didn't, and I found out that you were right. Doesn't make you cool. Doesn't make you anything. It's like, I could have learned that in a physics book. We don't need you. Do you understand that? We didn't need you at all. You were nothing because you're just a cheerleader for the mainstream. It's not cool. So you can keep thinking you're cool and that you're cooler than others because they didn't believe. It's like you guys missed the point. Oh, speaking real quick, just last thing. I got contacted by an investigation group today who was interested in me joining this skeptical organization. So first I'm like, you know what? That might be kind of cool. I want to be a skeptic. I want to dig into these things. I start talking to this guy and it hits me. I'm like, oh my God, skeptics are the worst in the world. They are literally science cheerleaders who are skeptical of everything except science. I was like, hey, can you explain why Stephen Hawking faked this? He watched the whole video and then said, I didn't see any fakery. I'm like, what do you mean it's in the video? The video I just told you to watch has the scenes showing you it's fake. I didn't see anything fake. I'm like, okay, guy. Then I show him the Nat Geo one and he's like, I don't understand why you keep calling it an optical illusion. I said, because it's an optical illusion. Go look where the black stripe is. He says, I don't see an optical illusion. I'm like, holy shit, dude. Do you not understand that you are incapable of seeing deception and you call yourself a skeptic? It's disgusting. It's like that Michael Shermer, these guys who call themselves skeptics. They're worse than anybody. They actually believe that science can't lie to you. They believe we can just magically get the distances of stars in the sky. I asked the guy, I said, do you think that we can verify the distance of stars? He's like, of course we can. I'm like, how? What do you mean? Well, science has figured it out. No, they've come up with a formula that you can never prove. You can't go 25 trillion miles and verify. So you believe it. It's a belief. He can't get it. No, I don't know if that. I'm like, do you think that we see the universe expand? He goes, I know we see the universe expand. I said, I know that you're retarded. You cannot see the universe expand. It's just a belief. He's like, well, what about redshift? Like, yeah, redshift happens on the Earth because of air, and it's called a Doppler because the air condenses and stretches the sound waves. They apply that to lights in the sky. Guess what? If it's a vacuum, there's nothing stretching. There's nothing condensing. Yet they apply the same and say we're expanding. Read Edwin Hubble, read George Ellis. They'll tell you flat out that the centralized Earth, the Earth at the center of the universe, cannot be disproven. You understand? But we have to avoid it at all costs, the absolute horror of a unique position. You understand that? That's because science today tries very hard to make sure there's no way that we're a creation or that we're important. They want to pretend they're the most important things that ever lived and that we can see back in time and we zoom around space. All right. Much love to you guys. I got to go have some fun with my wife. That's probably the best thing in life. So this has been Jeranism. I remind you, do your own research. When you do, you will never again believe the bullshit you've been taught. God, I'm going to have to change my outro, aren't I? Guess so. Anyway, much love. God, I don't even like this outro. I can't play the outro anymore. The outro says, check the globe. It's falsified. Let's go with something else. How about we go with, we're going to have to redo everything. No way to go. Stupid world. Let's see. Let's go with, do we have, there we go. The NASA trance. I like it. Much love to you guys. Peace. We'll do this again soon. Relax. You don't need to call me names. It's okay. We'll get through it.
I'd start you booing, cause I'm about to ruin the heliocentric model that you used to. It looks funny, but NASA's making money, see? So NPCs, I hope you're ready to see. They say it's round, but you can't tell from the ground, and the sun only looks like it's going down. I'll tear up all the evidence you got.